please, you also go there. Fine.
Thank you all. Please take your seats. I'll request GG Santosh Marathe to please come on the dais. The District Environment Director, Rotarian Rajendra Saraf, to please be on the dais. And Dr. Ratnadeep Joshi from MIT, request you to please join us on the dais. Center. Request everyone to rise for the national anthem. जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय. Good morning, Rotarians, Rotarians, our guests, all our friends who are here today for this very important conference, the District Environment Conference on Circular Economy. The planet is actually telling us that we should, rethink the way we are producing, the way we are consuming, and the way we should reuse our products. Rather, the planet is actually, Marathit, if you say, ki ordun aplyala sangat ahe ki you should rethink the way you consume. And this conference is exactly organized for understanding this concept and taking action for this. And of course, action is most important, and Rotary is known for the action. We are people of action, and when today 21 clubs have joined to make this program a success. This spirit of collaboration is what is the highlight here, and the district, with its focus on environment, has taken this subject as very important for all of us, and all the Rotary clubs have actually responded to the call from the district and joined hands. So I'll take a moment to recognize these clubs who are the hosts and co-hosts. I'll request the presidents to please rise and get recognized. RCP, Lakshmi Road, President Komal Shah. RCP, Pimpri Allied, President Irfan Avate. RCP, Uptown, Dr. Ramchandra Bharadwaj. RC Aund, Rotarian Yogini Joshi. RCP Kharadi, Colonel Kulbir Singh. RCP Nigri, Keshav Mange. RCP Kothrud, Rotarian Gayatri Ladkat. RC Pune West, Santosh Chiplunkar. These are all the hosts. We also have 12 co-hosts for this event. RC Baramati, Rotarian Ravkiran Kartode. RC Daund, Rotarian Deepak Shasam. Okay, we have a representative. Okay. RCP Wisdom, Swati Yadav. RCP Karvenagar, Nitin Mahajan. RCP Mid-East, Roshan Chambulkar. RC Panvel Symphony, Shivaji Patil. RCP Savas, Ruma Agwekar. RCP Pride, Anil Kasodekar. RCP Parvati, Kaustubh Bhandarkar. RCP Tilak Road, Devdatta Hambardikar. RCP Pune South, Manisha Belgaonkar. RC Kharkar Midtown, Dr. Ravi Kiran. And RC Pune Central, myself, Lekha Nair. Dr. Ratnaji Joshi from MIT, is he here? Dr. Joshi, will request Dr. Ratnaji Joshi to welcome all of us on behalf of MIT. So he will join us a little late. I now request Dr. Vrishali to read a message that we have received for this conference, specially from the RI President.
Good morning. I am reading out the message for this conference from RI International President. Dear fellow Rotary leaders, congratulations on your environment conference on circular economy. Your commitment to chartering new clubs, embracing diverse club formats, and expanding Rotary's reach to new communities is vital to building a stronger and more impactful organization. By encouraging collaboration and challenging ourselves to look beyond traditional approaches, we can and will achieve our goals such as defeating polio and creating lasting positive change. Through innovation and the embrace of new ideas, you are ensuring that Rotary remains relevant and dynamic, ready to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow. I hope your environment conference on circular economy inspires you to continue shaping Rotary's future as we honor its proud legacy. Let this event bring you and your clubs closer together and strengthen your resolve to create a lasting difference in the communities we serve. If we unite in purpose and action, we can and will create a better world. Let us all commit to unite for good. Kind regards, Francisco Arezzo. Thank you.
I now request Director Environment team of District 3131, Rotarian Rajendra Saraf, to brief us about this event and what is the concept behind this event.
स्लाइड दिसते होते का नसेल तर राहू दे आय कॅन टॉक नाही होते सुन दे नो प्रॉब्लेम गुड मॉर्निंग सुप्रभात while coming to this campus one person asked me what is circular economy and why the conference is there. It's a common man question, shall be answered. So I said, huh? So I said, this is well known to us. आपल्या सगळ्यांना हे माहित आहे. He said, how? I said, the rice left over in the night is fried in morning and become a dish of breakfast. That's circular economy. They say, give me another question. I say, आपल्याकडच्या बाया त्यांना हे पूर्णपणे माहित आहे. Ladies knows it very well. The godadi out of sari. This concept, believe me, when I talk on the international platform, I find that everything is known to us. Only it is put in the new technical jargon words. That's all. For example, circular economy. For example, wetland treatment. It's nothing. आळूची झाडं घराच्या मागे असतात. त्यामध्ये स्नानगृहाचं आणि स्वयंपाकघराचं पाणी जातं. सेम टेक्नॉलॉजी कॉल एज रूट झोन क्लिनिंग टेक्नॉलॉजी. So let's go ahead. I'm so very happy that we have this year environment passionate district governor Santoshji Marathe. The entire credit of this conference goes to him. He inspired us. He said we have to take an environment conference. Then this campus is known to me, and the great man who is a philosopher, who is an educationist, who is a peace lover, is known all around the globe, Dr. Vishwanath Karar. So again we met him. He said, yes, you can have the program. And we have a very good person who always help us. Whenever you want to conduct the program, he come forward. त्यांचं नावच रत्नदीप आहे. रत्न आणि दीप दोन गोष्टी एकत्र आहेत. तर then he said, we will have the joint venture here. So the entire idea conceived and now it is before you. So what is it? Linear economy. The linear economy which we are following is produce, use and throw. That's the technology. The circular economy is use, manufacture, use, reuse, recycle, re-gift, repair, refurnish, repurpose. Ensure the left at the end will go back to the manufacturing process again. That's the need of today. Right now, entire continent, the Asian continent facing a problem of oil and gas. What is happening, you know, the war is going on. So we have to save the resources and we have to reduce your waste. And the circular economy helps in that. Next, please. Next. नसेल होत का? Next. नाही जात का पुढे? The next is why what is happening in last, since I am born in 1950, I take that reference here. 1950, 1960, 70, 80, 90, 2000, 2010, 2020. What's happening around us? We have continuously having economical development that inspire us have a better quality of life. And two together is the one thing, take the resources from nature, and second, put the waste into the nature. So nature has two capacity, which supply, which is called supporting capacity, which assimilate, which take your waste. The one is overexploited, second is overburdened, and we are facing the problem today. Next, please. जरा क्विकली जा रे पुढे. काय होत नाही का? असून दे. नेक्स्ट दिसत नाही तिथे नेक्स्ट. होत आहे? Now, this is a circular economy, which is nothing but a biomimicry. Everything in nature is circular. Everything is nature. पाऊस, पावसाचं पाणी, नदी, नाले, नदी, समुद्र, परत वाफ, परत पाऊस. Since our school days we know. Same thing is a mimicry, biomimicry is called circular economy. Next. एक काम करते बंद करून दे, मीच बोलतो. बंद करून दे, राहू देते. So let me tell you, then we thought of who will be the experts in that. And we have a next please. We have the galaxy of speakers, believe me. And we planned the program. Let me explain the program here. Next. We have a galaxy, really galaxy. And believe me, maybe the relationship with all people, the people like the concept. So first person to whom I talk, Dr. Balakrishna Pisupati. He is a UNP director. Very difficult to access him. I called him, sent a letter. We had a discussion on phone, discussion on the virtual media, and he said, yes, I'm coming. Unfortunately, the PMO called him, the Prime Minister office called him, so he can't come today, but he's joining on the virtual. Then we have Dr. N.J. Pawar, who is the Vice Chancellor of D.Y. Patil University. We have Dr. Arvind Nathu, who is an expert in pharmaceutical. We have Prashupati G.D. Padmashri G.D. Yadav, who is a well-known chemical engineer. We have Shivaji More, a person who dedicated his life in Haritwari and a plantation. Then we have a Sanjay Khare, only one director in India, Skoda Volkswagen. Now he's on the freelancer. He promotes the various entrepreneurs and is a lover of the sustainability. Dr. Aditya Bankar, a well-known AI person. And then we have a Dr. Mr. Mathu Mattam, who has united the youth and took them for the sustainable life. Next, please. Then this is the program. We have each session full of expertise, full of knowledge, and you can go that program. Each session has each particular title, and you can see the title. And then it's not only the listening. We have a takeaway there. We have a panel discussion there. In panel discussion, we have again the galaxy of people. Dr. Mangesh Kashyap, Amol Ghamande, many people are there. Dr. Nimbalkar, the too many people are there who will share their experience in the panel discussion. Next, please. And this is, we will have a lunch. The next day, we have again the panel discussion. Then we involve the youth. There will be one panel discussion of youth. What is the youth expectation in the circular economy? So it's all, there's a NGOs and a government organization, non-government organization, how they are going to do it. Then what are the innovative technologies in environment? What is the water governance? All these subjects will be discussed in this seminar, in this conference. Next, please. So this is all the major stakeholders on the water. Why I put this slide? Man is an animal. I was in the forest Giri. So when I went there, what you call the guide, he told me very nice sentence. He said, look, the animal, they live with the eco. The man has a ego and he doesn't live with the eco. That's happening around us. And we have forgotten we are the animal. We are facing the problem. We have microplastic in water. The scarcity of, believe me, by 2030, we will have a problem. Let me tell you one of my paper which I written on 1990. I said in that paper, by 2000, we have to buy the water. But we started buying the water, 15 rupees a liter of water, which cost 15,000 rupees kiloliter, which is 5 rupees kiloliter given by the Pune Municipal Corporation. Imagine what is happening around us. So we have to solve the problem. And this problem can be solved only by circular economy. Next, please. Next. So this is all the human stakeholder. Next, please. Next. And these are the sustainable development goals. 1 to 17, and each sustainable development goal has a built-in factor called circular economy. Next, please. So what I want to say in short, this is a conference. I want to appeal you two things. One, have an interactive session. If you want to, I request Dr. G.D. Yadav, if you want to talk with you, definitely we can sit in one room, you can go and discuss with him. All the experts, they agreed that whenever the time permit, we will talk with the people, we share with them. Any small problem, any big problem, maybe problem from your daily life, problem from your profession, problem from your industry, anywhere, please discuss with them. They are the experts. They are done. If you see their biodata, you will feel, oh God, what a great man is before me. So I request you, he may be Dr. Aditya Bankar, he may be Dr. Sanjay Khare, he may be anyone. Please discuss with him. They are ready to talk with you. So I told them, please come and add a discussion with our people. So that's all from me. And we will have an interactive session. And I appeal you again, when you are going for a lunch, please discuss in the hall. Please raise your hand and ask the question. So that's all from me. And I hope this conference will have a takeaway. In the modern world, when my grandson asks, if anything I do, grandson asks me, what is the takeaway for me? So we want a takeaway. So this is the takeaway. And let me tell you, affirm, let us say you can make 100 rupees stamp paper, I can write it on you. The only future of this world, is circular economy. If we don't follow the circular economy, believe me, no resources, waste too much. And this planet may become a planet like Mars. The day is not far. A simple question is 1944, after 144 years, we may have we may have the Kumbh. So let me know, we will have so Kumbh Mela. So that Kumbh Mela will not be there because with no water, the Himalaya will be completely, there will be no ice on the Himalaya and there is no water in that. This may be happening tomorrow. So let's start. It's a Rotary venture. So let's join the Rotary venture, follow the circular economy in life. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Saraf sir. Our today's chief guest, Dr. Balkrishna Pashupati, he could not join us because last minute he had to go to PMO. So he'll be joining us online though. So I'll request Rotarian Satish Ustarikar to kindly introduce him.
Dr. Balkrishna Pashupati is an extremely eminent personality. He is an internationally renowned conservation and development specialist with close to 3 decades of experience working at national, regional, and international levels, holding positions such as the chairperson of FLEDGE, an international think tank, vice chancellor, transdisciplinary university, chief of biodiversity, land law, and governance programs at United Nations Environment Program, senior policy fellow at FRIDGE of Nansen Institute. He served as Chairman, National Biodiversity Authority, Government of India, Coordinator, Biodiplomacy Program at United Nations University, Head Regional Biodiversity Program for Asia at the World Conservation Union, Head Biodiversity and Biotechnology Programs at the MS Swaminathan Research Foundation. He is currently Head of UNEP's Environment Policy, focusing on issues of science policy interface, policy coherence, international environmental governance, and the related. He is an invited fellow of American Association of Advancement of Science, elected fellow of Linnean Society London, invited member of Cambridge Commonwealth Society, policy fellow at FRIDGE of Nansen Institute, adjunct fellow at Research Information Systems, a think tank of Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India. He has authored about 300 publications on topics including biodiversity conservation, development biotechnology, law and governance. Dr. Balkrishna Pashupati is a leading global expert in environment and conservation, currently serving as the country director for the UN Environment Program in India, focusing on policy governance and climate issues with deep experience in biodiversity, biodiplomacy, and sustainable development, including prior leadership roles at UNEP and as chairman of India's National Biodiversity Authority and maintains strong connections with global bodies like Rotary International for sustainable initiatives.
कोणाला आपल्या सगळ्या सर
Dr. Pashupati, please, you can speak.
नहीं येत नाही आवाज.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Very good morning. Namaste. And let me start by sincerely apologizing for my inability to join you in person. As Rotarian Rajendra Kumar Saraf had mentioned, I was looking forward to this particular event and the visit to interact with you, to engage with you, not just a week, but more than a couple of months. But unfortunately, it's been a bit of an exigency, and I'm actually forced to not to travel and stay back in Delhi for some critical meetings. So apologies for that, and certainly a great pleasure and an honor to join you at this event. And of course, colleagues, many of you may be familiar with the United Nations. United Nations Environment Program is a part of the UN, where the UN Environment Program, we say, keeps the consciousness, the environmental consciousness of the world. We are a universal membership organization guided by the Environment Assembly, an event that happens once in 2 years, to actually guide the work of all the member states of the UN when it comes to environmental management and governance. And when actually, I was a part of the World Environment Day event with the Rotary International, that is where I actually thought that in as much as UNEP engages at the global level with Rotary International, with the important set of colleagues, experts, and also people who are interested in development, sustainable development in India. Why is that? As the UN Environment Program in India, we cannot connect with Rotary International colleagues in India. And that is where we started connecting, and very, very happy for this particular opportunity to engage. And from the UN Environment Program, we will be looking forward to working with you in a number of your initiatives as you move forward. But of course, the focus of this particular session is on circular economy. And I was sort of briefly listening to the introductory presentation on the importance of circular economy. And of course, as very clearly said, circularity is the future. We cannot consume, we cannot be responsible when it comes to resource management. But unfortunately, for various reasons, that has been the way we have behaved in the last several decades, pushing us to a situation where sustainability has become a very, very big challenge. And also, our inability to respond to the challenges for the future generation is something which is going to be haunting us, fairly soon. So what I want to do in the next few minutes is to very quickly give you a little bit of a perspective on circular economy, some generic information so that you're all aware of it. But also would like to spend a few minutes in terms of the initiatives that are happening in India at the national level, but also at the sub-national or the state levels. Some of you may be aware that circularity is a very, very important element of our lifestyles for today and tomorrow. As of now, the world is only, making 8.6% of what we produce to be circular in terms of their fashion, in terms of their ability to pull back to the resource users. So our inability or our limited opportunities for recycling is creating an enormous problem. We're expecting that in the next 30 years, we will be sitting on a pile of waste and non-recyclable elements to about 190 billion tons of waste. The Earth will not be able to manage this kind of an economy, this kind of a lifestyle, this kind of resource use. Even though it's only 25 to 30% of the waste streams are most detrimental to the environment, a number of waste products, waste generated through sectors like construction, like mobility, the electronic waste, is really turning to be a very, very big concern. As of now, globally, when it comes to the electronic waste that all of us, unfortunately keep producing, we only have a collection rate of 70 to 80%, of which only about 18% is what is recycled formally. So think of the impact of just one sectoral contribution to our waste, the electronic waste. And by 2040, we would need an additional capacity of what we have increased by 55% if we want to hit the plateau in terms of the waste that is generated and our ability to recycle. And to do that, globally, we will require anywhere from $2.1 to $2.2 trillion, which is a set of resources or finances that in the current situation, the world will not be able to manage to secure. So when you're looking at circularity, normally when you're looking at the science of circularity, the policy of circularity, and the practice of circularity, we look at it at 4 different components or 4 different steps. The first element is to reduce by design. And this is what in the UN Environment Program we've been heavily focusing in the recent months, where we are working with the corporates. For example, in one of the waste streams, which is the plastic waste, where we are working, and in fact, on the 9th of April, we are going to organize a CEOs roundtable of major multinational and Indian companies to focus on how do we reduce plastic waste just by the design element of it. So the design is reducing the amount of material used, particularly raw material. And then how is that we'll be able to actually maximize that design, both in terms of the resource, but also the cost of it. The second element is the user-to-user perspectives, where we are looking at refusing to generate waste, and this is mostly at the individual level, reducing and reusing. So refusing, reducing, reusing is something which is more a user-to-user level. The third element is the user-to-business, where we are looking at the entire circularity in the context of repair, refurbish, and remanufacture. Unfortunately, in a country like India, the user-to-business components of repair, refurbish, and remanufacture historically stayed with us for many, many, many decades. But we seem to have lost it for the sake of cost, for the sake of convenience, where we started to go in for cheaper material, cheaper products. There, repairing is not possible, refurbishing is not possible, remanufacturing is not possible. But globally, this is where the push is increasingly going to be happening. A very simple thing of using cloth-based bags is a very good example of where the user-to-business component comes into play. And the last part of it is to focus on business-to-business, where we are looking at repurposing and recycling. A lot of entrepreneurial activities are beginning to happen at different levels, at the small and micro and medium enterprise level, and also at the larger manufacturers levels, in terms of looking at repurposing and recycling. So within India, when you're looking at the Indian context of circular economy or circularity, our current trend of development is more geared towards supporting manufacturing-led growth. It's a given. And for a country to develop, it is definitely something which we cannot compromise on. So from the UN Environment Program, we actually brought together a number of initiatives, a number of international, national, and regional entities, and a number of countries and UN bodies to come together to look at a number of action plans in support of circular economy. As of now, we have helped states like Goa and Gujarat to develop state-level action plans on circularity. We are constantly working with a number of different ministries, including the Ministry of Environment and Forests, to further strengthen what is called as EPR. Some of you would have heard of that term. EPR stands for the Extended Producer Responsibility, where at the production level, whoever is producing will take some responsibility to ensure that the design of it, the marketing of it has already included circularity in the entire process. And if we are able to actually focus on circularity, circular economy, green economy, it is not just an environmental paradigm shift that we are looking at, but it also makes perfect economic and social sense as well. Today in India, the estimates are a net zero economy that we attempt or that we are aiming to achieve by 2070 could create over 50 million jobs, could contribute to more than $1 trillion in economic impact as soon as 2030. So we are not looking at another 40, 50 years for the impact. We are looking at less than 5 years in terms of seeing an impact. So investing in circular economy or circularity is something which makes perfect economic sense also. And that is why, even at the global level, the political support or the momentum in support of circularity is something which is significant, and it is increasing by the day, whether it is related to the political declarations and the investments and the actions related to the outcomes of the G7, the group 7 countries, the G7 declarations or G7 outcomes. And when India was holding the presidency of G20, which many of you are familiar with, India actually pushed for having a resource efficiency and a circular economy industry coalition. And this coalition is something which needs to be strengthened, not only at the global level, because it was backstopped by the G20 process, but we need to have more coalitions at the subnational level, at the sectoral level within India as well. UNEP also serves as the secretariat for a global program that has been provided or mandated by the UN General Assembly, called the 10-year framework program on sustainable consumption and production. We call it as 10YFP. Today, India sits on the board of this particular program with a commitment that it not only will focus on learning from global perspectives on how to enhance circularity, but also will be able to provide India's experiences of moving circularity to regional and global levels. So from UNEP, what we're doing in India is to actually focus on certain sectors, such as the building and construction sector, textile sector, plastics. Each of these sectors has enormous potential to go circular. But then it needs science, it needs technology, it needs expertise, and also it needs people and practitioners who will be able to embrace our ability to focus on circularity. And this is an intensive process. It cannot be done just by a government policy or a government regulation. It has to be a people-led movement. And that is where, as Rotarians, all of you will play or should play a very, very important and a critical role in terms of pushing for circularity at different levels. At the household level, what you as individuals you will be able to do. I realize that there are a lot of youth who are a part of this conversation. Certainly, they will play a very, very important role on how will we translate our intent to go circular into action on the ground. Children and youth are a very, very important stakeholder group. In fact, at the UNEP level, in India, we have a network of close to 800,000 youth who work with us just on one aspect of circularity in plastics. So we require enterprise developments. We require economic incentives for people to change the way we actually are consuming in terms of our day-to-day life. Convenience cannot be an excuse that we'll continue to go linear, and that will really destroy the planet and our own futures, our children's futures as well. So from the UN Environment Program, we are working at both national and state level. There at the national level, we are working with Ministry of Environment and Forest to create a national center of excellence on circularity and green economy. But also At the state level, for example, in the state of Tamil Nadu, we have signed a letter of intent and an agreement to support the state government of Tamil Nadu to establish a center of excellence at the state level on circularity and green economy, with some very, very specific focal areas. As I said, it can range from building and construction to textiles to plastics to a number of other things as well. But we also run a multi-partnership, multi-year, multi-country program, which is called Partnership for Accelerating Green Economy. We'll call it as PAGE, where close to 10 UN agencies work together, and this is being implemented in about 7 different countries, including in India, where circularity and green economy forms the very fundamental or the backbone of what is it we are trying to do in terms of our ability to go sustainable. A number of experiences exist in the world, and as UN Environment Program, what we do is to bring those experiences to India, but at the same time also take the challenges to find solutions from India to the global components as well. But in addition to some of those sectors, we also work to create institutional capacities, whether it is at the level of the Confederation of Indian Industry or the Federation of Indian Chamber of Commerce, or a number of those entities in terms of their own activities. Our support is to provide policy guidance, is to look at technological advancements happening in other countries that can be brought to India, but also ensure that different sectors, different enterprises embrace circularity at different levels. It cannot be a one-size-fits-all approach when it comes to circularity. India is also going to be hosting what we call as the World Circular Economy Forum in September 2026 this year, where India will basically be leading global efforts in terms of showcasing what should be done in terms of circular economy. It will be held in Gujarat. We still are working on the dates, and the UN Environment Program, a number of different ministries, and also state governments, private sector will be working very diligently in terms of providing inputs into the World Circular Economy Forum. And I would strongly encourage and suggest the network of Rotarians to also take active part, not just by speaking about circularity, but also by having some interventions, whether they are youth-led or whether they are industry-led or whether they are community-led, that could be showcased and that could contribute to the World Circular Economy Forum, because it's a very unique opportunity for India to take a leadership role at the global level, and Rotary can play a very, very important and significant role. And the UN Environment Program will be more than happy to identify those opportunities and then suggest on where we will be able to provide your inputs. And my last point before I close is that when I spoke to Ms. Saraf, one thing I was very, very particularly interested in terms of looking to Rotary and Rotary colleagues in India is that you run a number of programs related to sustainable development, responsible living, circular economy, circularity now. And it will be very, very important. It will be very good that some of them can be very focused. Some of them can be very, very targeted in terms of our ability to actually try and see how we'll be able to influence change on the ground and the changes that we'll be able to certainly make. In fact, I even suggested that Rotary in India can take a pledge that at least one day a week, we all will go with your support, free of single-use plastics in our households, in our neighborhood, in our localities, in our enterprises that we are working on. A very simple step, but a very significant step for us to move forward in terms of our ability to do things differently. So it's a great honor and a pleasure for me to join you during this particular conversation. And UNEP in India, but also globally and regionally, will be more than happy to work with you and support you in your endeavors. Please do stay in touch, continue the conversation. No idea is a bad idea. It is on how we invest to make the idea work is what is significant, what is going to be critical and important. And certainly, I look forward to an opportunity to meet a number of you in person as soon as possible. But then, as an outcome of this particular conversation, UNEP would certainly welcome some specific inputs or ideas from Rotary in India in terms of supporting circularity of what is that you would like to do, where is that we'll be able to support. Thank you very much. And once again, sincere apologies for my inability to join you in person. And I wish the program all success. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Balkrishna. Thank you so much. I now request Dr. Ratnajeet Joshi, Registrar of MIT, to say a few words.
Very good morning to one and all. Namaste and welcome at Dr. Vishwanath Karad MIT World Peace University campus, where MIT Group of Institutions Pune, Bharat has its headquarters. This MIT Group of Institutions holds 6 universities, 2 universities in Pune, MIT World Peace University, one at Loni Karbor, MIT Art Design and Technology University, one at Ujjain, the old name carries the legacy Avantika University, one at the Garo Hills in Shillong, one at Solapur Vishwaprayag University, and the 6th coming up at MIT World Peace University, Goa. Along with that, medical colleges, hospitals, and 59 institutions. On behalf of all the group and its founder, chief patron, and founder president, Honorable Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir, who shall be joining us in a short while, I extend a warm welcome to all of you. When the concept was discussed, particularly I extend a warm welcome to Rotary Governor, our Marathe sir, the convener of the program and the beacon for all the activities, and our mentor, Dr. Sarab sir, veterans which are present here, Padma Shri, Dr. J.D. Yadav sir, and other dignitaries who shall be joining. So my heartiest welcome to all of you, all Rotarians, Rotaractors, and those who are interested into the circular economy. Particularly in the era that we call right now is an VUCA era, vulnerable, uncertain, conflicts, and ambiguous. Now, what's happening in the world, probably it's very difficult to know about geopolitical scenarios, who takes up on what, and when they become friends or the foes. We are not able to understand the geopolitical probably in a better fashion. And so the conflict goes on. The way to this is, I think, I thank Honorable Dr. Balakrishna Pashupati ji, the United Nations Education Program India head, and the sentence that he uttered probably since the inception of MIT, or since 1981 when Honorable Dr. Karad sir uttered the word that the Swami Vivekananda says that the union of science and spirituality should go ahead together. The same words he used. So I express my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Pashupati ji also, that today when the world is in chaos, we have to understand about the way of enhancement into the economy, and particularly the circular economy. 20% mixing of ethanol or indigenous renewable energy. Probably I keep on asking this question to multiple audience, that if we want to know what is the percentage of renewable energy that India is right now using out of the total installed capacity. So I generally get an answer of 5%, 10%, 15%. However, everybody can Google in and check it. It is now 47% of India's total installed capacity. So that is a great leap. Generally we call it, or in Dr. Mashelkar sir's language, it's not a leapfrogging, it's a pole vaulting. And we have moved ahead much than what was expected. The target of 2025, we have already 2035, we achieved in 2022. And we are still marching ahead, and probably by 2047, the Vikasit Bharat, we may have more than 80 to 90% of its own sufficient energy through its renewable energy generated indigenously. Dr. Yadav sir and so others, we are all the followers for that. Green hydrogen, probably the battery operated electric vehicles are there right now into the markets. They're roaring on the roads. Four wheelers will be more in numbers, and maybe in a 5 years time probably they will replace diesel oil vehicles. It will take some time for petrol vehicle replacement. 750 million metric tons of the agricultural waste we are actually wasting in total, and that huge number, even if we convert 50% of that, we would be able to cater to 81% of the total need of indigenous requirements. So the renewable energy. And where this money will go, it will not be used, exchequer's money will not be used in foreign exchanges. It will be used for the people in India, by the people in India. And that is called as democratization of energy, the institutionalization of energy. And on this foray, I really appreciate Rotary for the wonderful topic they have chosen. And when this was proposed by Sarab sir, readily I said, I am ready to contribute and volunteer it. And then we reached Honorable Karat sir, and he readily said that this is very important topic. Go ahead and make it a good and large program. So the importance, what we are cherishing is, can we convert this bioenergy? Solar energy, PM Suryagar Yojana, probably as you know, that even government is unable to cope up, states are unable to cope up with the demand that is coming up. And people initially were reluctant, 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatt, 3 kilowatt capping of 78,000 subsidy. So people were reluctant. Today people say, oh, although I consume 200 kilowatts per 200 watts per month, and 2 kilowatt I can install, or 3 kilowatt I can install, they would like to install 10 kilowatt of solar powers. And now the distribution companies are capping it. So rationing is coming up. Nobody would have thought that capping of capacities of solar units would be a part of something. It is wrong in my personal view, and it should be allowed for everybody's use, that if you have the solar roof, if you have the rooftop, install whatever capacity you want. You can cap the subsidy, no doubt. It has to be needed, it should go to. But the installation capacity should be allowed. The biomass to the bio-CNG, and bio-CNG to one. Couple of days, we were actually traveling for last 7 days. We came back yesterday to in Pune. All other units and visits were there. Many programs where the Karat sir was very occupied, but he kindly consented to come today. So I was getting so many calls that, you work in bio-CNG, can you supply it immediately, because we now need it. So it cannot be installed so immediately, right? So there are pledges of different companies. Big companies are pledging for 5,000 plants of 440 metric tons. So many companies are coming up. Energy companies are set up in India. So this economy will itself grow and build itself. So I always call this economy, or circular economy, as the Gopal Kala during the Dahiyandi function. It's very popular because it gives you the unity. Samagajadvam samadvanvam samavo manasi janadam. Let's come together, let's think together, let's move together, let's contribute together. So we have to go through the Rigved Shruti that was stated, and how the people, Deva Bhage Purve Yatha, the people used to come together, contribute. Same thing, each individual has to contribute. In Gopal Kala Dahiyandi, what everybody contributes. If one single fellow is not able to perform or fell down, the whole stature gets collapsed. So everybody has to contribute and ensure that we work as a volunteer into the field. This is very important. The feeling of volunteering is the right thing which instilled by such kind of one, and Rotary is known for that volunteering. So my sincere appreciation and welcome to each one of you, dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, today's speakers. A galaxy of speakers are there. Many luminaries will share their views and research as well as their thought processes, because the time has now come that we have to come out of those ivory towers where the contributions or work has been done, and let us bring it to the masses and community. Let the community get benefited from that. The sportiness should come here, that whenever we are together, let us contribute for the societal development, and let us grow together, because circular economy talks on the same way. Each one benefits and everyone else also benefits, and that's how we pledge. We have a multi feed bio-CNG plant on our campus. I request all of you that please spare some time and please visit that plant, which is on a little different concept. We used different saliva for generation of biological bacterial colonies, and we could reach to 10 to 12% of the gas yields when the world is struggling at 5 to 6%. I request all of you to spare 5 minutes and please visit our Green Hydrogen Research Center's bio-CNG lab. The green hydrogen pyrolyzer plant is already ready. We have created fertilizers which are water soluble coated fertilizers. You know, incessant rains and the fertilizers or urea. I'm from chemical engineering background, so the urea gets washed out and then it becomes difficult for the crops to get the urea. You know, it's an hydrophilic, and because of that what happens is it try to absorb water from the root, and you know the root water from roots is absorbed by the fertilizer. When the outside water irrigation or the rainwater is not available, the plants, the leaves fail yellow and it dies. So nitrogen reduction that happens. So we are avoiding it. Only when the water will be available, the coating will dissolve and then the fertilizer will be available, because what we get from bio-CNG plant is a manure. So we have to enrich it as a fertilizer and then supply it to the farmers. And we are supplying it right now in some small quantity. We did some experimentation and we have got fantastic results. In one case study, large case study, we could see that in one of the cash crops that we cultivate, more than 4 lakh liters of water per acre in one watering session can be saved when we use these biofertilizers, which are sustainable degradable water fertilizers. We have got patents. We have got Indian patent, international patent, and some design patents. Two are again awaited right now. The patent is accepted, design registration, and the certificate is awaited. So in this capacity, we are also trying to work on these environmental friendly aspects in engineering fields. All of you veterans are here. My kind request to you that please come and visit our one. Please appreciate our students who are relentlessly working on different capacities for generating green hydrogen, methanol economy, dimethyl ether, etc., and a wonderful push into the renewable sectors. So once again, on behalf of MIT group of institutions at this August hall, Philosopher Cent Hall, where late Abdul Kalam ji said that I made divine here. In the same hall at the same place, Dr. Abdul Kalam ji was sitting and he said that I made divine here in this hall. So it's a blessed hall. I request all of you to have your wonderful contributions, volunteering for the 2 days of the event, and extending the warm welcome to all the dignitaries. Once again, I remain here. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Joshi. Our DG Santosh Marathe, for him the environment topic is very close to his heart. So we'll definitely like to hear him. And before that, we'll have the introduction AV clip. Not record. Okay, sorry, don't play. Okay, so I'll request Rotary DG Santosh Marathe to say a few words now.
Namaskar and good morning to all of you. Well, friends, I'm extremely happy that in this Rotary year we could do a lot of things in environment, and one of my dream project, which also included having this conference in this year, has actually come through. And what a fantastic way. So many of our presidents are here, and it's been attended by others also, but I'm more happy all my presidents who have eagerly joined this conference as co-host, and we're going to have some very educative sessions coming up. So friends, I'm not going to really, I'm not an expert on this, but at the same time, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we do, what Rotary has been doing. on regarding circular economy. Let me address our guests who are here today. We have Dr. Ratnadeep Joshi, the Registrar of MIT. We just heard Dr. Balkrishna Pisupati, who is from the United Nations Education Program, or UNEP as we call it. We have Padma Shri, Dr. G.D. Yadav sir. We also have with us Sri Shivajirao More. मित्रांनो, आपण सर्व जुलैमध्ये जे प्लांटेशनला देहूला गेलो होतो, मेगा प्लांटेशन, तेव्हा आपल्याला मोरे सर आपल्याला सगळ्यांना भेटले होते. त्यांच्याबरोबर आपण बऱ्यापैकी गप्पा आणि त्यांचं जे हरित वारी हा जो एक त्यांचा विषय आहे तो खरंच खूप आवडला होता. त्यांनी मला बऱ्याच तेव्हा त्याचे व्हिडिओज वगैरे पण तुम्ही मला पाठवले होते. आणि नक्कीच ह्या वर्षीच्या वारीच्या वेळेला आम्हाला कसं एकत्र आपल्याला काम करता येईल आपण बघूया. We have Mr. Matthew Muttan, also who we are going to hear to his thoughts about the circular economy, and I think more to do with business models. All my dear presidents, our district officers, Rotarians, Rotractors, spouses, all the students who are participating here today, guests and members of the press. As Saraf sir has already explained what is the difference between a linear economy and a circular economy, I would also touch upon it once more to ensure that it all goes deep inside our mind and we know exactly what we are going to do. So friends, at the Rotary International, we have our motto, service above self, which has always guided us to create sustainable solutions for communities. Please remember, it talks to us about sustainable solutions. And today, one of the most important global concept aligned with our work is the circular economy. As we heard that the circular economy, the linear economy, it's more to do with take out natural resources from the ground, from the earth, do something about it, make some products out of it, use them and dispose it off. This is what we have been doing since probably humanity till now. And we know the results. We have seen depletion of our natural resources over time. And thus came this concept of a circular economy, which is probably nothing new to the Indians, to our culture, because we have always, I remember since childhood, we have always been recycling things in our homes also. So this is a part of it. But now it has come at an industry level, and that is the reason why it makes more impactful for all of us. So in that, we learn how to reduce, we learn how to reuse the materials, recycle resources, and regenerate nature. It's not only reusing the resources that we have already depleted and used, but again, how we can convert that and put it back into the nature, into the earth, where it can be, again, used for various purposes. So across the world, Rotary clubs, my friends, has been practicing circular economy for a long time. And what are we doing about it? We have been promoting plastic recycling and waste management projects since a long time, supporting repair and refurbishment of equipment for schools and hospitals. We have seen that we have, for example, the computers. Corporates use computers for 2 to 3 years, but they are in absolutely good condition. We again make them ready for the students, and we have been distributing hundreds and thousands of computers over the last 5 to 6 years. We encourage rainwater harvesting and water reuse, promoting composting and sustainable agriculture. Well, friends, this is again something in the last 1 or 2 years we have started, that Rotary was really not thinking about how to improve the soil quality and how to help our own farmers who live in the rural areas and who are actually working for us to provide us the food. And that is where we have started working on. 2020 is when Rotary International introduced the seventh focus area of protecting the environment. And since then, we have started more work on this focus area. Every time Rotary Club converts waste into a resource, repairs something instead of discarding it, or plant trees to restore ecosystems, we are contributing to the circular economy. Friends, every year people ask me, not from the Rotary world, but outside, why does Rotary Club always in the month of June, July, August go and plant thousands and thousands of trees? What happens to them? Friends, whatever we are doing today is not enough to increase the green cover of our country. A healthy green cover for a country like India in our where we are today geographically, we require 33% of green cover, which has gone down to 20%. It had come down to 17. Probably it has now gone up to the 2021 level, but we have a long, long time to go. And therefore, we have to continue doing whatever we are doing today for ensuring the green cover comes up. As Rotarians, we have the power to influence committees. Friends, that is what we are here. We are catalysts, as we all know, we are catalysts for between those who have and those who don't have. And as a catalyst, it is our responsibility to ensure that we sensitize the communities. We sensitize about this topic of reuse, recycle in the communities. And by that, we are not only going to help our communities or ourselves, but we are going to help Mother Earth in this, whatever things we do about now. Well, friends, post-pandemic and climate-related changes that have really come up, what we have understood is the need for sustainable living. And this need for sustainable living has become one of the priorities of all nations across the globe, and more so, Rotary has taken up more on this. Protecting the environment, which is our seventh area of focus. We have started working on using bigger and bolder projects through bigger CSR grants or global grants, which is helping us a lot in this area. We have also been doing a lot of awareness in schools, colleges, housing societies. In fact, we all know since last 2-3 years, we have started a campaign on green societies where Rotarians go to various housing societies, talk to them about the various green initiatives that each and every person can get. And this is where we are all leading. So we are doing our part, and we need to now sensitize the community to get this done. So a few things which, again, let me summarize a bit. We have to promote sustainable living in housing societies by guiding them on waste management, water conservation, eco-friendly practices. And with this, our work does not, or our efforts don't stop there. We ourselves need to practice it 100%. When we practice it, we can tell others what can be done. So friends, this is a very important conference that we have arranged for the benefit of not only the Rotarians who are here today, the students, we have members of the press also here, and non-Rotarians who are today here, but who love the topic of environment, and that's the reason why they have come here. I wish this seminar a grand success, and I hope that we will all have lots of positive takeaways from this conference. Thank you very much.
Thank you, DG Santosh. I now request Rotarian Santosh Giranje to brief you about the logistics part of this conference.
Thank you, President Lega. Good morning, everyone. There are quick logistics announcements. First, we have arranged water just outside this hall. So in case anyone wants water, definitely you can use that. And for washrooms on the left side and the right side of the hall, there are washrooms available. Then the lunch will be arranged in a canteen. There is a AC hall, separate AC hall organized for us. We will have lunch there. And high tea, today it will be organized just outside this Naneshwar hall. So tomorrow again, breakfast and lunch will be at the same canteen AC hall. Parking, there are two options. You already are here, so definitely you are aware that one parking is definitely you might have got opposite canteen. There is one more parking which is opposite the chemical department. That's the main parking part of the area. We all, both the chairs, secretary like me, Nilesh Dopade, Arvind Mitsagar, as well as registration desk, lot of us are available. In case you have any issues, please contact any one of us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Now I request Rotarian Sanjot Malpani for the vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. This conference happening for the first time in our Rotary District 3131, and vote of thanks, which is the most important thing. Thank you very much, MIT and the total college and all the dignitaries and everyone to be a part of this conference and giving us this hall and all the catering services and whatever we asked for. There was answer always yes from MIT. So thank you so much, Karar sir and Joshi sir. रत्नदीप जोशी सरांनी इतकी मदत केली आहे आम्हाला तर इवन त्यांचे स्टुडंट्स पण उत्साहाने कॉन्फरन्स ऐकायला आलेले आहेत. Thank you very much all the presidents who are the part of this conference, being the host as well as the co-host for this conference. आणि तुम्ही पण केलेली मदत ही अतिशय मोलाची आहे आमच्या सगळ्यांसाठी. द DG संतोष की त्यांनी ही कॉन्फरन्स करायला आम्हाला पूर्ण सपोर्ट केला आणि जे लागेल ते तुम्ही करा आणि त्याच्यात फुल त्यांचे गाईडलाईन्स. तनुजांनी तर आमच्याबरोबर 3 मीटिंग्स केल्या की कसा फ्लो असायला पाहिजे, काय काय असायला पाहिजे. सो तनुजा पण आम्हाला याच्यामध्ये भरपूर मदत केली आहे. आणि आमच्या सगळ्यांचे लीडर सराफ सर, त्यांच्यामुळे आज आपण ही कॉन्फरन्स करतोय. अँड द होल टीम, एन्व्हायरमेंट टीम इज ऑल्सो देअर, हू इज वर्किंग bit running here and there for organizing all those things. पण सराफ सर आमच्या मागे आहेत. So thank you everyone, whoever is a part of this conference. Chairperson संतोष आणि निलेश हे पण खूप काम करतायत. आणि अरविंद being a secretary, म्हणजे हे तिघही जिथे कमी तिथे आम्ही असा रोल आहे त्यांचा. सो थँक्स एव्हरीवन फॉर सपोर्टिंग. आणि सगळ्यांनी इवन जेवणाचा पण आस्वाद घ्या व्यवस्थित. हायटी आहे, उद्याला ब्रेकफास्ट आहे, जेवण आहे, ह्या सगळ्या गोष्टी. आणि डोक्यासाठी आणि आपल्या एन्व्हायरमेंटसाठी असलेली ही ट्रीट ही पण सगळ्यांनी अतिशय आवर्जून अटेंड करावी. थँक्यू सो मच. थँक्स अ लॉट.
कदाचित अवधानी राहिलं असेल. We have to thank to Dr. Balakrishna Pisupati who joined online. I will convey this message to him and his assistant Flavio Lope. ते महाराष्ट्रीयन आहे. मला आश्चर्य वाटलं, फ्लेविया लोप्स आणि महाराष्ट्रीयन. ते म्हणाले की मला उत्कोन मराठी बोलता येतं. ते सकाळपासून 7 वाजल्यापासून माझी कम्युनिकेशन करते. सो थँक्स टू देम. आय विल कन्वे मेसेज टू हिम. ओव्हर टू विशाल. हां,
We'll now start with our sessions. So first session, I'll request Rotarian Roshan to come on the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Dignities of the dais, all my fellow Rotarians, Rotractors, and guests here. I welcome you all to the session number 2 of this circular economy. That is about circular economy in water and waste. I, Rotarian Rotractor Roshan Chumbalkar from Rotary Club of Pune Mid-East, and it's my pleasure to serve as the, maybe we can say MOC for this session. And today's discussion is focused on the very important topic, that is how circular economy principles can transform the management of water and waste. So creating sustainable systems for our communities and for our future and next generations. So it's my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for this session, uh, Matthew Matham. So with his overall 38-year experience of multi-sectoral in development sector promoting businesses, he has led the impactful initiatives in health, education, water, sanitization, and urban and rural sectors. He is specialized in building partnerships, capacity building, and policy advocacy. With demonstrated success in driving large-scale and sustainable changes. As the current chairperson for Youth Aid Global Private Limited, he oversees a rupees 3 crore enterprise to enhance their growth, product development, increase in their reach, revenue through the innovative solutions in wash, livelihood, and health sectors. He brings proven track record of organizational leadership, that also the management, strategic planning, and for the high performance of the team. His ability to collaborate with the governments, corporates, and uh, international organizations, and the outcome is aligned with the global best practices. Please join hands and let's welcome Matthew Matham. Thank you.
Dignitaries present, I think it was a wonderful message given by Rotarian Joshi sir and also Rotarian Marathi sir. I think if we can really imbibe those messages, I mean, India become faster a development nation. There are wonderful quotes we have kept in front. And one thing I really appreciate is that waste is a resource, not a problem. But if this concept we can reach to every family and every children in the schools, I think that we can bring a tremendous change in the country. I'm from CYDA, Center for Youth Development Activities, almost 27 years in this organization, working in different fields. During these 27 years, we have had a various times relationship with the Rotary Club, whether it was a Rotary Club of Gymkhana in 1999 or recently with the Rotary Club of Aund, I think. We have initiated various initiatives that is bringing into circular economy. So I am going to share about my experience of last 5 years, how we are contributing to circular economy. Next. See, let me just tell something about CYDA. The previous one, we have one major objective, especially, the previous one? See, one major focus on grassroots social transformation. Under this grassroots social transformation, we are doing multiple work. In fact, we are present in almost 17 states of India with multiple projects and multiple programs. Next, we are covering most of the sustainable development goals and contributing to that, which you, I mean, as an organization. And now I am going to specifically on circular economy, what we are exactly doing. Next. So we have various initiatives by CYDA, which is involved in engaging people and communities in the contributing to the circular economy. So one by one, I explain to you. Next. Our first contribution is Thrashtech. Thrashtech is really working with presently around 30,000 households in India to collect waste, to process waste and recycle, and then supply to various requirements. We strongly believe that waste is a resource and that should be segregated, that could be recycled, and that it can be, contribute to larger wealth creation. We have our unit in PCMC Dapodi, which is catering to around 2,000 households, part of PCMC's zero waste slum concept. Anybody can come and see, and I strongly believe that we cannot collect waste and throw it in somebody else or far away, and we need to create a system. The waste can be collected within the ward and then processed, and then we can create various products out of that. And the Dapodi experience is one of the example that the H ward, it is covering around 2,000 household families and processing around 1.7 ton daily in Pune. And similarly, we are doing the similar efforts in Vishakhapatnam and Maharashtra, also in Chhatrapati Sambhaji Nagar, and also Gujarat in Rajkot, and Odisha in Kakatpur. So we are expanding. Our plan is to reach from 30,000 household to 1 lakh household, and then 1 lakh household to 1 million household, and 1 million household to 1 crore, 10 million household. Probably next 5 years, we want to reach, and we need to collect and segregate and support. Maratha sir just said that there is an effort to take a green drive in the housing society. Sir, I commit ourselves. If the housing society is collecting the dry waste, we are willing to come and pick and then process it in our Thrashtech unit in Dapodi. And for PCMC, we are also developing another unit in Nigadi, and which may also come up within 3 months' time. Now, PCMC, having understood the success of this model, they want to create 5 such unit in 5 wards of Pune Pimpri-Chinchwad Municipal Corporation. So the entire plan is to there. Now, one of the what we have initiated presently to manage the plastic waste. Now we want slowly move to garment waste. When we look into the waste collection, one of the major challenges is the waste garments. So how do we? And we are now planning to research on how the waste garment can be, processed, and then we can come out of various products. And that initiative research we are planning to do under Thrashtech. Now, other than that, we are also trying to do how we can process the metal waste as well as the EV waste. So from the plastic waste, we are planning to move to manage the garment waste, and then the metal waste, and then to the EV waste. So that is a major program which we are, our initiative now. The plan is to scale up this. We have piloted it. We have successfully, completed a survival phase, and we are in the stability, and we are moving to scale up this Thrashtech initiative in the country with the support of the government and also CSR and also civil society group. And this presently we are processing 5 ton per day, and we want increase to 10 ton, and as well as probably 100 ton shortly to process the plastic waste different parts of the country. Next. The second one is 10 stitch. I like to say, I think if I am not wrong, this one of the initiative was supported by Rotary Club Aun. That is sanitary napkins, the reusable sanitary napkin. with the initiative, maybe 2 years ago, presently we are supplying 10,000 packet reusable sanitary napkin to community people, and they are trying to, we are trying to reduce the single-use sanitary napkin and waste, accumulation. We know that the single-use sanitary napkin is contributing to the huge volume of the waste, especially in the cities. And we have decided that every year it also contributing to the livelihood of the women. Around 10 women in Yerwada, stitching this reusable sanitary napkin. We continue, we say that this is a sustainable model, and then circulating to various rural and tribal areas. And this model is a very, in terms of, sustainability and also circularity of the economy, and reducing the one-time use sanitary napkin. What I like to say that we are getting lot of garment waste, and our women are reusing this garment waste into small product. Maybe it is small bags, it may be small folders, and various issue. So we are also, whatever the waste coming, we are upcycling them, and then that become a livelihood option for women. And this we do enormously, and we want to scale up this project to different location. And presently we have around 15 women involved in upcycling old clothes, and we are starting another unit in PCMC in Dapodi. PCMC is giving a space for that, and maybe another 25 women will be involved in upcycling the old clothes into various products, and then we sell them and make money for them. This is our second effort to contribute to the circularity. Next. This is very interesting, and it is much appreciated by Jal Jeevan Mission. All of you know that one of the major problem in the country is the operation maintenance of the water sanitation facilities. I know that many of you may be supporting school water sanitation infrastructure, the toilet infrastructure, the drinking water infrastructure. And if you go to a school, most of these infrastructures are different. And just like an urban club, we are training, almost in 7 skills, around 21 days skill to this Wash Mitra, Water Sanitation Hygiene Mitra, and leaving to them the panchayat and the tribal area. This is, we are looking at a one-stop solution to wash crisis. So this 800 already we have trained 800 wash mitras, and they are also looking into repairing of the toilet, repairing of the pipeline, looking into the water system. I like to say that we in last 1 year we were able to save 268 million liters of water. Otherwise it could have been leaked out. And providing timely services to address this water leakage in various panchayat and institutions, these wash mitras are contributing. Recently we have been awarded by FICCI as the best washer skilling program in the country, and also it is also considered by the ministry, Jal Jeevan Mission Ministry, and then they want to scale up in different states this program. After this 21 days of training, this training includes 3 days of plumbing, 3 days of electrical, 3 days of carpentry, 1 day of water quality testing, 3 days of solar repairing, and we have this multi-skilled person made available in 1 or 2 panchayat, and that they serve in 2-3 panchayats nearby, and they can solve. And this may not work in the urban context, but this is a solution for the rural and tribal area. I can tell you why I initiated this. I was in a remote location in Akole, and we really, some visitors were coming, And we had, provided support this ashram shala, in terms of, toilet repairing, drinking water, as well as other facilities. And this place was almost 60 kilometers away from Agole Taluka. So the people have to come from 60 kilometers away to repair this place. And I called them, I asked them, can you come to repair some plumbing work? Is there? He said 4,000 rupees to be paid so that I can come. And he can only work on plumbing. We say we have also some electrical problem. No, you have to call another person. So you have to bring pay another 2,000 rupees for him to repair it. And we say, okay, some of the tiles are not okay. Can you replace the tiles also? He said, no, we have to bring a third person to repair the tile. And then in order to, a small 2,000 rupees repair or a service, ultimately we have to pay 9,000 rupees. And that is the time we come to a conclusion. Why don't you provide multi-skilled people? Because they are not installing something, they are only repairing. And timely repair is contributing, saving money, saving water, saving hygiene, saving investment in the health, is kind of thing. So we are now supplying. Our plan is that one panchayat, one Vashmitra. So we are moving towards that. We are also looking for support. Create these Vashmitras, leave it to the panchayat and the tribal area, so that this become an income generation activity also for them. Because the services they make, minimum 15,000 to 30,000 per month these Vashmitras are making, providing as a entrepreneurs. So they are skilled, and then they work as an entrepreneurs, and they are contributing to the circularity, providing adequate services to repair the pipe water connections, and providing services in the rural area. We have 250 women. We have photos where women climbing the top and repairing, and also contributing the support in the area. So our next plan is to expand this program. This year we want to provide another 1,000 Vashmitras in the country, and every year, and we feel that they will contribute to the larger way to save water and operation maintenance. Okay, next one. Green School. This is our fourth project in circularity. We have 46 schools have been converted into solar repairing, and this is saving 36,000 rupees the school have to pay for electricity charges. So we have in the green school, we ensure that multiple activities in the school. One is waste management, educating children about waste management. We are also encouraging children to come out with the Miyawaki afforestation in their campus. We are also providing rainwater harvest to the school. We are also, if the school is in a hot locations, we are helping them to reduce the heat by giving heat-proof coating at the terrace. And then we are also providing solar panels. So we to these schools, and then how we can reduce the investment in various ways, and contribute to the circularity, both in terms of solar services and responsibility. This bring a lot of meaningful engagement of the students, and students become more conscious, and we are creating a new generation who will be contributing to the circularity in the near future. Next one. Sustainable agriculture. So we are working with around 21,000 farmers in the country to make farming more sustainable. And we are converting them to solar pumps. We are converting them to soil regeneration of the existing pond, and increase the water conservation. We are encouraging them to move into organic cultivation. We are helping them to water conservation and reusing. And we are also looking into promotion of horticulture and improve biodiversity and support long-term land productivity. And presently we are working around 21,000 farmers in Maharashtra, in Telangana, and different in Andhra Pradesh and the various states of the country. The next one. Yeah, this is one of our initiative to promote green entrepreneurship in the country. We are encouraging, we go to communities and creating green entrepreneurship. It may be vermicomposting, it may be waste management, it may be contributing to the, upcycling of the clothes. It may be using, economically, local produced food. And we are also encouraging these entrepreneurs to produce for the local needs. So this Youth Aid Entrepreneurs Federation of India, which has around 3,000 members from various parts of the country, and we are encouraging more of green entrepreneurship, and so that they know that contribute to the topic of today. The next one, green skilling. We have last year we initiated green skilling as a major focus area. Electrical vehicle repairing, electrical vehicle driving, solar technician, and waste management. So far we placed around 100 people trained and placed in the green skilling areas. Our plan is to place almost 1,000 people in Maharashtra next 1 year in green skilling and leaving them to the market. And many of these electrical vehicle repair is the requirement of many of the EV vehicle factories, and they are absorbing the people. So in conclusion, I just gave a short snapshot of our entire activity in waste management, in upcycling carbons, in creating sustainable agriculture, ensuring Wash Mitras to provide various services to reduce leakages and promote green skilling. And there is a huge opportunity to contribute to the circular economy. I think if all of us come together, I am sure that it is a $1 billion business. Trashtag we have made it a initiative of people, and almost 80 people are employed. Even they manage the waste, they segregate the waste, and then they get income from that. And almost 900 people have given livelihood. So it is not just a circularity with the livelihood. So even the circularity process, we can bring larger livelihood processes also, which is also can contribute to larger sustainable livelihood for the people. So I think we have taken up a topic which is relevant, which is important, and we are willing to be part of any initiative which the Rotary Club is taking, because at a various occasion we have been working together with various Rotary clubs, but may not be in a sustainable way in a short period. And with this, my experience, if you have any question, because my idea is to give an overview of which we are doing, and then probably we could have an interaction. Thank you very much.
Roshan.
Thank you, Mathiv sir, for sharing the valuable insights and experience during this session. I would like to now call upon our
Let us
respected
have the
DG.
question and answer session. Let's have 5 minutes question and answer session.
Yeah, okay.
Matthew, you have spoke excellently. So my one question, then the people will definitely get any extension. What inspired you to do this activity in sustainability?
See, I come from a wash sector. Last 25 years, I have been working for wash. I worked in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, and I experienced these issues during my phase. Wash Mitra, which I conceived in 2015, when I used to go to various schools, I know you may have experience. We see, when I went to one school, I saw 7 toilet blocks. One is supported by Rotary Club, another is supported by Panchayat, third is supported by somebody else, fourth is supported by Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, fifth is supported by CSR. And nobody wants to repair that. Everybody wants a new toilet. I tell you, never give new toilet. With 40% of the money for a new toilet, we can make an existing toilet new. And then I tell you, we always good in giving infrastructure. The problem is that infrastructure is easy to give. We don't give operation maintenance, and that is more critical. I like to say that wherever we are giving infrastructure, we need to give 10% of the cost for operation maintenance. Because it is not the infrastructure, because our mindset is not that. We have a dirty mindset to sanitation. We don't consider waste as a resource. We consider waste as dirt. It is somebody else's business. No, my duty, my responsibility, create dirt, create waste, and somebody else will clean. I think India will never become a developed country till waste management is taught in the school. And then, if you start teaching in first standard, after 25 years, India will be a developed country. And look at the public toilet. We understand the mindset of the public. Look at our attitude towards the waste. We understand the mindset of the family. Don't go to the prayer room of a family. Go to the toilet of a family. Then we understand what is that family is. For me, the sanitation workers are the big doctors because they prevent diseases. Doctors cure diseases. I think we need to change this attitude. We need to look at the waste. Water, sanitation, hygiene is most important. If we can really work for that, 80% of the diseases can be completely removed. So this experience, I come out with various initiatives for the last 5 years.
We can take 1 or 2 questions more now.
So can we have the contact details of WASH Mitras so that we can take their help?
Yeah, they are not in Pune district because this will not be successful in an urban context, because in urban area there are people available for repair, but the problem is in Nasik, in Dandurubar, in various remote areas, they don't have this facility. So we have almost 700 people in Maharashtra.
Okay.
Yeah. So because this is a need in the rural and tribal area.
Okay.
Because they don't have skilled workers.
Okay.
In urban context, they have skilled workers.
So urban area, we can seek for the private people.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can give you the detail which are the district, how many Wash Mitras are there.
Yeah, it can be shared for us, for all the Rotarians.
We are coming with an app, the main model of urban club, so that these people can be accessed from anywhere nearby 10-kilometer radius.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
One last question.
Thank you very much, sir. Your passion is very infectious. My name is Ashish Vaishnav. I've lately, for the last 6-7 years, got into solid waste management with exactly the purpose of resource, but resource from an energy perspective. My question to you, I don't want to get into a debate of recycling and energy today, but my question is, you are working very closely in the villages environment and all, and I heard along with water now the waste also coming up equal number of times as a problem. So, and we mentioned that it will be recycled, but could you share with some data that how much of recycling in these villages is actually possible and how much is eventually getting dumped and otherwise indiscriminately lit up and burnt? Yeah. So, thank you so much.
See, we have various programs for various type of situation. Our Thrush Truck program predominantly for the urban and semi-urban locations. Because if you go to the rural area, the waste generation is very less. We cannot make the waste, I mean, what is called, income generation activity. Recently, I was in Nandurbar, especially to work with around 5 panchayat on waste management. What waste because they have very less waste, dry waste coming out of it. Wet waste they can process within the family because they have different, ways to address that wet waste. But dry waste, what is coming up is, anything from the local shops. They are not bringing many, the urban community, they are not coming with huge waste, So what we are doing, we are creating some, small provision of basket in each household. So we collect only once a day in Sunday. The volunteers go and they collect, they bring it. But still it is the volume is less. So in the rural context, it is more on a kind of a service rather than a business model. The business model is possible in the urban context. We are generating a business model in Dapodi, where we are processing now 1.6 ton per day. We want increase to 2 ton. The moment we increase to 2 ton, we feel that we'll give a break even. So there is a challenge. The creating a business model, it is big challenge even for us, because what we are getting is not real waste. We get waste out of waste, because the good waste is they have already sold to the various, because they have made money. So what waste those people don't need, that is what we collect from the home. So there are big challenges, I agree with you, but I strongly feel that if with it is not a kind of whether we will make a profit or not. I say it's a big contribution to the society and contributing into the Mother Earth. And when even despite this not having make a profit, and if we can contribute to the waste management in the urban context, which a decentralized way, every ward should process their waste maximum possible. And that way I think it can be. I agree with you, in the rural context, the dry waste is not a solution. Rural context, we do many other work, but there are small towns where we can initiate this initiative.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. I like to say that Honorable Karad sir is inaugurated CYDA in 1999. I don't think sir will remember that. In 99 he came. That day we initiated Center for Youth Development Activities, and then last 27 years we are working in 17 states of India. Presently, sir, we have 300 staff and working with and you came to Vadagavsheri and inaugurated the organization in March 10, 1999. Thank you, sir, for that.
Thank you, Matthew sir, for your great experience and sharing this experience. I would like to ask, please, I would like to ask you to please wait. For the felicitation, I would like to request our respected District Governor Santosh Marathe sir to kindly come up on the stage. Yes. Thank you, Matthew sir. Thank you, District Governor Santosh sir.
Well, friends, what we are giving is a sapling of Tulas, and this is one of our projects in open jail. In fact, Jay, तिथे ज्या फिमेल इनमेट्स आहेत तर त्यांना शीतल शीतल इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर हेल्पिंग देम टू सेटअप एक नर्सरी केली आपण तुळशीच्या झाडांची आणि तेही मोठं झाड तुम्हाला दिसतंय ते तिकडनंच आपण मोठं केल्याचं आहे आणि प्रत्येकाला आपण एक छोटं सॅम्पलिंग देतोय. थँक्यू शीतल.
Now to take this event further, I would like to invite my fellow president batchmate, Rotarian Irfan Avte, to kindly come up on the stage. Thank you.
माननीय डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ दादाराव कराड यांना मी व्यासपीठावर आमंत्रित करतो. त्यांच्याबरोबर डॉक्टर सराफ साहेब तुम्ही पण वर या. हो कोण कोण आहेत? मी माननीय पवार साहेबांना पण विनंती करतो की आपण पण स्टेजवर यावे. रत्नदीप जोशी साहेब तुम्ही पण प्लीज. यादव सर तुम्ही पण प्लीज या. आपल्या सगळ्यांचं स्वागत आहे. आता जागा मी सराफ सरांना विनंती करतो की डॉक्टर कराड आणि मान्यवरांचे बुके देऊन आपण स्वागत करावे. आता सांगितलं सराफ सर देणार. आणि तुळशी आहे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये काय दिलं त्याप्रमाणे तो प्रोग्राम ठीक आहे. तुला वापरायला मागे पुढे करू नका. प्रोग्राम मागे पुढे करू नका. मला जसं सांगितलं नाही कार्यक्रम कुठे कार्यक्रम सन्मानपत्राच्या भाषा. मी प्रेसिडेंट इरफान आवटे, रोटरी क्लब ऑफ पिंपरी एलिट,
आपल्यासमोर दिग्गज मंडळी बसलेली आहेत आणि असा कधी कधीच घडतं. डॉक्टर कराड सर आहेत जे माझ्या जीवनातला फार मोठा आदर्श आहे. म्हणजे वृक्ष वटवृक्ष खडकाच्या भेगेत पडतो, संकल्प घेतो की मला वृक्ष व्हायचं आहे. त्याचं उत्तम उदाहरण म्हणजे कराड सर. त्यानंतर माझे परममित्र जे आताच मला म्हणाले की सर तुम्ही बोलावलं की मी नाही म्हणू शकत नाही, डॉक्टर एन जे पवार सर आहेत. डॉक्टर जी डी यादव जे पद्मश्री आहेत ते आहेत. त्यानंतर ज्यांनी हरितवारीमध्ये क्रांती केलेली आहेत ते माझे परममित्र हरिभक्तपरायण शिवाजीराव मोरे आहेत, जे तुकाराम महाराजाचे वंशज आहेत. आणि जोशी सर तुम्हालाच माहीत आहे. या सगळ्यांची मला डीजींनी ओळख करून द्यायला सांगितली म्हणून मी इथे आलो. ओव्हर टू इरफान.
धन्यवाद सर. जीवन गौरव सन्मानपत्र आदरणीय प्राध्यापक डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ दादाराव कराड. दूरदृष्टी ज्यांच्या विचारात शिक्षण सेवा ज्यांच्या कर्मात आणि विश्वशांतीचा संदेश ज्यांच्या धाशात अशा ज्या थोर शिक्षण तज्ज्ञाचे नाव आदराने उच्चारले जाते ते आपलेच म्हणजे आदरणीय डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ दादाराव कराड. लातूर जिल्ह्यातील रामेश्वर रुई या छोट्याशा गावातील धार्मिक व संस्कारशील कुटुंबात आपला जन्म झाला. साधेपणा, शिस्त, कठोर परिश्रम, निसर्गप्रेम या मूल्यांनी आपल्या व्यक्तिमत्वाची पायाभरणी झाली आणि शिक्षणाच्या बळावर समाज परिवर्तन घडवून आणण्याचा दृढ संकल्प आपण लहानपणापासूनच मनाशी बाळगला. पुणे विद्यापीठातून अभियांत्रिकीमध्ये शिक्षण घेतल्यानंतर आपण वॉशिंग्टन इंटरनॅशनल युनिव्हर्सिटीतून PhD प्राप्त करून ज्ञानाच्या क्षेत्रात आपली ठाक ओळख निर्माण केली. प्राध्यापक म्हणून अनेक वर्ष विद्यार्थ्यांना ज्ञानदान करताना शिकवणे म्हणजेच शिकण्याचा सर्वोत्तम मार्ग ही भावना जपत आपण अध्यापनाला एक पवित्र साधनेचे रूप दिले. आईन्स्टाईनच्या वैज्ञानिक विचारांमध्ये आणि संत ज्ञानेश्वर संत तुकाराम यांच्या आध्यात्मिक तत्वज्ञानामध्ये असलेले अद्भुत साम्य आपण ओळखले. विज्ञान आणि अध्यात्म यांच्या मिलनातूनच मानव जातीला खरी शांती प्राप्त होईल या विचाराने प्रेरित होऊन आपण आयुष्यभराचे ध्येय निश्चित केले. याच विचारातून प्रेरित होऊन सन 1983 मध्ये पुण्यात महाराष्ट्र इन्स्टिट्यूट ऑफ टेक्नॉलॉजीची स्थापना करून आपण मूल्याधारी शिक्षणाचा पाया घातला. केवळ कुशल अभियंतेच घडवणे नव्हे तर नैतिक मूल्यांनी समृद्ध नागरिक घडवणे हेच आपल्या कार्याचे ध्येय ठरवले. पुढे MIT वर्ल्ड पीस युनिव्हर्सिटीच्या स्थापनेतून याच विचारांना अधिक व्यापक रूप प्राप्त झाले. पुण्यात उभारलेला भव्य जागतिक शांतता घुम्मट आपल्या दूरदर्शी विचारांचा आणि वसुधैव कुटुंबकम या भारतीय तत्वज्ञानाचा जिवंत संदेश देणारा अद्वितीय उपक्रम आहे. आपलं स्कूल ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेसचं कार्य पण उल्लेखनीय आहे. शिक्षण, संशोधन आणि विश्वशांतीच्या केलेल्या आपल्या कार्याची दखल जागतिक स्तरावरही घेतली गेलेली आहे. युनेस्कोच्या मानवी हक्क, लोकशाही, शांतता या विषयासाठी आपण युनेस्को चेअर म्हणून कार्यरत आहात. ब्रिंघम युनिव्हर्सिटी युटा येथे आपल्या शैक्षणिक व आंतरराष्ट्रीय सहकार्याबद्दल डॉक्टर ऑफ एज्युकेशन अँड इंटरनॅशनल लीडरशिप ही मानद पदवी प्रदान करून आपल्याला गौरवण्यात आलेला आहे. अभियांत्रिक शिक्षणातील उल्लेखनीय कार्यासाठी राष्ट्रीय पुरस्कारासह अनेक प्रतिष्ठित आंतरराष्ट्रीय पुरस्कारांनी आपल्याला सन्मानित करण्यात आलेला आहे. शिक्षणासोबतच क्रीडा आणि पर्यावरण संवर्धनाच्या क्षेत्रातही आपण उल्लेखनीय योगदान दिले आहे. पारंपरिक क्रीडा संस्कृती जपत युवकांमध्ये शारीरिक सदृढता आणि स्पर्धात्मकता वाढवण्याचा आपला ध्यास आहे. याचबरोबर आळंदी देहू येथील इंद्रायणी नदीचे प्रदूषण थांबवण्यासाठी आणि जनजागृती आणि प्रत्यक्ष कृतीद्वारे पर्यावरण संवर्धन हे मोलाचे कार्य आपण करत आहात. समाजहित, संस्कृती आणि संवर्धन, पर्यावरणाचे रक्षण या तिन्ही क्षेत्रातील आपले कार्य प्रेरणादायी ठरले आहे. आपले संपूर्ण जीवन हे शिक्षण, संस्कार आणि विश्वबंधुत्वाचा संदेश देणारे प्रेरणादायी उदाहरण आहे. आपले हे उल्लेखनीय कार्य रोटरीचे ब्रीदवाक्य सर्व्हिस अबव्ह सेल्फ सार्थ करणारे आहे. म्हणूनच आपल्याला हा पुरस्कार देताना रोटरी डिस्ट्रिक्ट 3131 ला अत्यंत आनंद होत आहे. आपल्या तेजस्वी प्रेरणादायी व्यक्तिमत्वाला आमचा मनपूर्वक मानाचा मुजरा. मी DG संतोष सरांना मानपत्र देण्याची विनंती करतो.
Yes. I request Chairperson Nilesh Dhopade to give the bouquet from all of us to Dr. Vishwanath Karar. I request Arvind, the District Environment Team Secretary, to felicitate Vishwanath Karar sir with a small token of gift which is environment friendly. And I request Santosh Giranje, the chairperson, to hand over Tulshi's rope. Thank you so much.
मी डॉक्टर करण यांना विनंती करतो की त्यांनी मार्गदर्शन करावं. हो, सांगितलं.
छोटी फिल्म दाखवायचं. हो.
रोटरी डिस्ट्रिक्टचे गव्हर्नर मराठे सर, या कार्यक्रमाचे कन्व्हीनर श्री सराफ सर, डॉक्टर GD यादव सर, डॉक्टर MJ पवार सर, तुकोबारायांचे वंशज आणि रोटरियन, त्याचबरोबर आताच एक अत्यंत सुंदर मानपत्राने ज्यांचा बियॉन्ड सेल्फ असा रोटरीतर्फे सत्कार करण्यात झाला ते विश्वधर्मी प्राध्यापक डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ कराड सर, सर्व उपस्थित मान्यवर यांना MIT ग्रुप ऑफ इन्स्टिट्यूशन्स तर्फे सादर नमस्ते. मानपत्रामध्ये सरांच्या कार्याचा गौरवपूर्ण उल्लेख झालाच, त्याचबरोबर नुकतेच गेल्या वर्षी 14 नोव्हेंबर रोजी सरांच्या रामेश्वर या महात्मा गांधींच्या जीवनातील आदर्श ग्राम असलेल्या ठिकाणी एका भव्य अशा मानवता तीर्थाची निर्मिती करण्यात आली. आज AIचा जमाना आहे, पण AIच्या जमान्यात देखील तुम्ही जर गुगलवर सर्च केलं, जेमिनी करा, ग्रोक करा, कुठेही करा, असा हॉल संपूर्ण विश्वात नाही. मला वाटतं खरं तर त्यासाठी ऑनरेबल विश्वनाथ कराड सरांना आपण एकदा टाळ्याने मानवंदना देऊया. 270 फूट ते 90 फूट रुंदीमध्ये कोणताही कॉलम नाही आहे. ज्या हॉलमध्ये तुम्ही बसलेला आहात त्याचं महात्म्य सर वर्णन करतीलच. या कार्यक्रमासाठी आपण त्यांना अभिवादन केलं आहे. त्यांच्या कार्यावरची एक छोटीशी फिल्म आपण आधी पाहूया, जेणेकरून आपणा सर्वांना सरांच्या कार्याची कल्पना येईल. मी टेक्निकल टीमला विनंती करतो की सरांच्या कार्यावर आधारित असलेली फिल्म आपण प्रदर्शित करावी.
विश्वधर्मी विश्वनाथ की संकल्प यात्रा महाराष्ट्र के एक छोटे से गांव रामेश्वर रुई से चली विस्मय चकित करने वाली ये संकल्प यात्रा ना जाने कितनी बुलंदियों को छूती हुई ज्ञान भूमि आलंदी से होकर विद्वत नगरी काशी बनारस भारत की उत्तरी सीमा पार बसे देवभूमि बद्रीनाथ के निकट माणा गांव से निकलकर सप्त सागर पार इंग्लैंड और अमेरिका तक पहुंच गई है। इंग्लैंड के विश्व प्रसिद्ध ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी में आयोजित किए गए एक दिवसीय अंतर्राष्ट्रीय परिषद ने भारत और इंग्लैंड के समविचारी विद्वान, वैज्ञानिक, दार्शनिक, शिक्षाविदों को मूल्याधिष्ठित वैश्विक शिक्षा पद्धति का अवलंबन करने की डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ कराड़ सर की संकल्पना को मूर्त रूप में लाने के लिए प्रेरित किया है। अमेरिका स्थित शिकागो में 130 वर्ष पहले स्वामी विवेकानंद ने अपने प्रेरणादायी शब्द जिस स्थान से उच्चारित किए थे, उसी ऐतिहासिक फुलरटन हॉल के मंच से प्राध्यापक कराड़ सर ने उपस्थितों को संबोधित कर विज्ञान और अध्यात्म के समन्वय की स्वामी जी द्वारा की गई पहल का स्मरण करवाया। अपने जीवन काल में प्राध्यापक डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ कराड़ सर द्वारा शिक्षा, विश्व शांति तथा मानव कल्याण के लिए तन मन धन समर्पित करके कार्य किया गया है। उनके इस निस्सीम सेवा भाव से प्रभावित होकर अमेरिका के उटा राज्य स्थित ब्रिघम यंग यूनिवर्सिटी द्वारा डॉक्टर ऑफ एजुकेशन एंड यूनिवर्सल लीडरशिप इस विशेष मानद डॉक्टरेट पदवी से डॉक्टर कराड़ सर को सम्मानित किया गया।
Brigham Young University periodically confers degrees on men and women whose service to the world, country, and education is of such significance as to warrant the distinction of an honorary degree. This is the highest honor within the university's authority to grant, and today, an honorary degree will be conferred upon a very deserving individual. It is my privilege to represent Brigham Young University with the support of the Board of Trustees in conferring an honorary doctoral degree upon Professor Dr. Vishwanath D. Karad.
When we think of the global citizens and the entire human race, I feel that we need to develop through the universities the mechanism like a single cell, the body and the brain, and the soul or the spirit and the mind. And what is the chemistry of mind is the main question. What is the nature of the soul itself? Friends, I don't want to elaborate much about this, but this is what the universities have to think very seriously, and the educational systems all over the world, whether it is Oxford, Cambridge, MIT, Boston, or BYU itself. And we have a duty to perform, and accordingly I can only quote one important sentence and appeal to the Vice Chancellor and the body of trustees that we have to certainly think of the universal education system. And when I say universal education, you may say that every nation has a geography, history, its culture, its traditions, but the time-tested human values are common. The law of nature is common. It is one and the same. It cannot differ for me or for you. I think you have a role to do towards your mother, the father, the family, the society, the nation, and the whole world. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. World as one family. Thank you.
लगभग 23,000 दर्शकों की उपस्थिति में संपन्न हुआ ये समारोह इस बात की पुष्टि देता है कि सच्चे मन और समर्पित भावना से किए गए कार्य की सराहना तो विश्व के किसी भी प्रदेश में होती ही है। सॉल्ट लेक सिटी के एक सुप्रसिद्ध पत्रकार और चित्रकर्मी श्री लॉयड न्यूअल द्वारा म्यूजिक एंड द स्पोकन वर्ड इस कार्यक्रम द्वारा विश्वधर्मी प्राध्यापक डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ कराड़ सर की पहचान भावभीनी शब्दों में उपस्थितों से कराई गई।
The world is a fascinating place filled with fascinating people. Every time we visit a new place or meet a new person, the world opens a bit wider for us. Every new perspective, every new insight from a new friend has the potential to enrich our lives and unify the human family just a little more. One fascinating person from a fascinating place is Professor Vishwana D. Karad from Pune, India. He's in the United States to receive an honorary doctorate from Brigham Young University in Provo, Utah. A remarkable man, Dr. Karad loves the natural world and the people in it. He sees beauty in both diversity and unity, in both science and spirituality. Among his many accomplishments, he is the founder of the Maharashtra Institute of Technology, World Peace University in Pune. Dr. Karad believes that education has the power to improve every life. He sees no conflict between science and spirituality, as together they lead us to God. As we learn more about both, our perspective, our lives, and the whole world can change for the better. The lifelong education of the mind and spirit can help each one of us build a more peaceful world. It was Dr. Karad's vision and deep desire for peace and interfaith cooperation that led to the creation of the World Peace Dome, which is prominently featured at World Peace University. Within and surrounding this impressive structure are over 50 statues of leaders of religion, philosophy, and science from many cultures and traditions. The World Peace Dome is a place of interfaith understanding and dialogue, of peace and harmony. It's a place to contemplate peace and love for all people. It is a monument to the Sanskrit philosophy Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which means the world is one family. Maybe that's part of the secret to achieving world peace. It begins simply as we get to know each other, as we learn about one another, and as we truly see all people in this wonderful world, not just as friends and neighbors, but as God's children, our brothers and sisters, members of one family.
(450) से अधिक कलाकारों से बने एक सुरीले वाद्य वृंद द्वारा प्राध्यापक कराड़ सर को एक सांगीतिक मानवंदना दी गई, जो कि अपने आप में एक ऐतिहासिक घटना थी। अत्यंत साफ सुथरा चरित्र, विजिगीषु वृत्ति और समर्पित सेवा भाव, इस त्रिवेणी संगम से बनी विश्वधर्मी विश्वनाथ की जीवन यात्रा सभी के लिए आदर्शवत है। आइए विश्वधर्मी प्राध्यापक डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ दा कराड़ सर का सादर अभिनंदन करते हुए उन्हें भविष्य में और अधिक मानव कल्याण के कार्यों के लिए शुभकामनाएं देते हैं।
माननीय डॉक्टर कराड सरांना मी विनंती करतो की त्यांनी या रोटरीच्या कार्यक्रमास संबोधित करावं। विश्वधर्मी आदरणीय प्राध्यापक डॉक्टर विश्वनाथ कराड सर।
My learned friends sitting in the audience, and especially Mr. Rotarian Santosh Marathe sir, यहाँ यादव साहब बैठे हैं, पवार साहब है, और हमारे दूसरे मित्र भी बैठे हैं यहाँ पे। मैं ज़्यादा बोलने की जरूरत नहीं है, शायद अभी जो छोटी फिल्म आपको दिखाई गई, it indicates, I think the subject is circular economy. I think you can see the circle of this hall. It is not only the economy which is circular, but it's cyclic. ये साइकिल है भाई, जीवन की साइकिल है ये. If you see this hall itself, it was in the year 1996 when the philosophers and Jnaneshwara to Albert Einstein was the journey. And economics or economy, what we have written here, is a part and parcel of that system itself. जीवन सृष्टि है सारी, सारा ब्रह्मांडी साइक्लिक है. Everything that operates is in a cycle. ऐसी मेरी भावना है. Being an engineer of mechanical engineering or the related subjects what I have tried to understand and learn, I'll just request you that ये जो खंबे है ना, ये 12 खंबे हैं, जरा देख लेना सारा. ये 1996 में बना है. 1996 संत ज्ञानेश्वर की संजीवन समाधि का 700th anniversary. When we had started the work of improving transforming the pilgrim centers of India into knowledge centers of India. Knowledge and wisdom are the two parts which I understood. And basically Dr. Vijay Bhatkar, Dr. Mashralkar, the great men of science and understanding of religion. धर्म क्या है भाई? मेरा धर्म क्या है? तुम्हारा धर्म क्या है? And religion is nothing but to perform your duty and my duty toward the society and toward the self. मातृदेवो भव, पितृदेवो भव, आचार्य देवो भव, अतिथि देवो भव. ये भारतीय संस्कृति का एक छोटा लक्षण बताया गया है. Today when we are discussing about this very subject, ये सर्कुलर नहीं, साइक्लिक है सारा. The whole world, you know what is going on world over. क्या होने वाला है पता नहीं. जो भी लड़ाई झगड़ा, जो भी तमाशा दुनिया में चालू है, किसके लिए है, क्यों है, क्या कमाना है. बड़े से बड़े देश हैं. It's an horrifying situation which we are just trying to observe and having a feeling of the fear complex in our minds. ये साइकिल की बात मैंने जो कही, the sine wave, which you must be understanding this very well, ये सारे शब्द जब आनंदी में संत ज्ञानेश्वर के बारे में, when myself and Dr. Vijay Bhatkar, the Param supercomputer scientist, we had decided to sit for an hour or two, and whether the saints are really the philosophers or not. संत और शास्त्रज्ञ को फिलोसोफर कहा जा सकता है क्या? And then we had decided that time a special prize of 5 lakhs of rupees to the greatest scientist of the whole world. And Fridge of Capra, the great man of physics, he was declared to be the great scientist and a philosopher. मुझे अभी भी याद है कि उनकी उम्र उस टाइम 71 के पास थी. उनको हमने जब डिक्लेयर किया, बिकॉज दुनिया में इतनी बड़ी व्यक्ति, इतनी बड़ी शख्सियत, अपने खुद को जानने वाली, द बॉडी, द ब्रेन, द हार्ट एंड द माइंड। मन चंचल है भाई, मन चंचल है, लेकिन ये बॉडी, ब्रेन एंड आत्मा जो है, आत्मा अविनाशी है। This is a proof. I'm not telling anything. I'm not the authority to understand and realize. आत्मा का स्वरूप क्या है, ये चिंतन है भारतीय। ये जो हॉल बना 1996 में, I still remember an American gentleman had come here. It was Dr. Surendra Barlinge, the great philosopher, scientist. He was not a believer at all. भगवान को मानते नहीं थे भाई, लेकिन वो मेरे गुरु थे। जो भगवान के मानते नहीं, वो हमारे गुरु है। उन्होंने बोला कि तू मेरे पीछे मत आना, मैं भगवान या गॉड या ऑलमाइटी और द ट्रुथ, द अल्टीमेट रियलिटी, द अल्टीमेट ट्रुथ क्या है भाई, अंतिम सत्य क्या है, किसको सत्य कहा जाता है, इसका चिंतन हुआ। तो बार्लिंगे सर का अभी भी मेरे फिलोसोफर्स जो कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई, 7 दिन कॉन्फ्रेंस चली थी 1996 में, और खोज थी कि वह अंतिम सत्य क्या है। उसकी खोज करने के लिए प्रयास हुआ, और शायद आपकी मुलाकात होगी आज। आप लोगों ने मुझे सम्मानित किया, मराठे साहब को और सब बड़ी हमारे दोस्त हैं, सबको मैं आभारी हूँ आपका। मैं प्रणाम करता हूँ सबके लिए। अंतिम सत्य की खोज में चलना है। सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी नहीं, साइक्लिक है, सारा साइक्लिक है। एवरीथिंग ऑपरेट्स इन अ साइकिल। जीवन का गणित ही उसका साइक्लिक है। इतना मुझे समझ में आया है। जो भी दुनिया के सामने रखा है, दुनिया देखती है विथ ए क्यूरियोसिटी। हाउ कैन यू डेयर टू से फिलोसोफर सन ज्ञानेश्वर टू डॉक्टर अल्बर्ट आइंस्टाइन, और जिसकी बात चल रही है सर्कुलर इकोनॉमी की। मैं आभारी हूँ। धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद साहब।
तालियों की गूंज के साथ हम धन्यवाद देंगे डॉक्टर कराड़ सर का। और लास्ट 7 दिनों से कराड़ सर हमारे विविध इंस्टीट्यूशंस के प्रोग्राम्स में थे, वहाँ पे रिव्यूज़ कर रहे थे, और वहाँ से लेके आज यहाँ पे आपके सम्मान स्वीकार करने के लिए कराड़ सर यहाँ उपस्थित हुए हैं। MIT आज ये अतिथि हमारे यहाँ पे पधारे हैं, तो हमें कराड़ सर हमेशा सीख देते हैं कि मातृदेवो भव, पितृदेवो भव, अतिथि देवो भव। उसी हिसाब से हम लोग आज के अतिथियों का सत्कार करना चाहेंगे, स्वागत करना चाहेंगे। तो सर्वप्रथम गवर्नर ऑफ रोटरी श्री मराठे जी, आई रिक्वेस्ट ऑनरेबल डॉक्टर कराड़ सर टू फेलिसिटेट आवर गेस्ट. The Governor of Rotary District, Sri Marathe ji, being felicitated with the pious Vastra of Chicago. The white Vastra that you are looking at is the second fellow from India who was invited at the same place where Swami Vivekananda ji delivered the address 130 years ago. My dear friends, it took 130 years to have another fellow there. And Honorable Dr. Karad sir visited the same Fullerton Hall, the pious Vastra, Mauli Vastra, with the photographs. Thank you, Marathi ji. I request my team to please felicitate Shri Rajendra Saraf ji, although he is Rotary, I just wanted. Honorable Karad sir, who had his hands, who is Chancellor of 6 universities, and we have the Chancellor of ICT Mumbai, Dr. G.D. Yadav sir with us, a very veteran scientist, Padma Shri awardee, and really a fellow who works into the renewable energy. So the cyclic energy that Karad sir said, I request Honorable Dr. Karad sir to felicitate Padma Shri Dr. G.D. Yadav sir, the Chancellor of ICT University, with the pious Vastra of Mauli, and the UNESCO chair holder Dr. Vishwanath Karad sir felicitating with the UNESCO Vastra. Thank you, Dr. Yadav sir, for making here again, and your beacon light guidance continues to us. We have another Vice Chancellor with us, Dr. Pawar sir, Vice Chancellor of D.Y. Patil University, a former Vice Chancellor also. So I request Honorable Dr. Karad sir to felicitate Dr. Pawar sir, Vice Chancellor of D.Y. Patil University, and accept our felicitation from MIT Group of Institutions, Pune, Bharat. Dr. Pawar sir, thank you for being here. Dr. Pawar sir being felicitated. Dr. Karad sir always says that your work will always be blessed by the Almighty, the one who you pray, whether it is your father, your mother, or the God, whatever you want. Today we have such blessings coming in from the Vanshaj of Sant Tukaram Maharaj. Shivaji Rao More Dehukar Maharaj is here. I request Honorable Dr. Karad sir to felicitate Shivaji Rao More Dehukar Maharaj, the Vanshaj, the legacy carrying of Sant Tukaram Maharaj ji, and we thank him for being here. Sant Karad sir always says that Jnanoba Tukoba हेच भारताला विश्वगुरू बनवतील. आज ज्ञानेश्वर महाराजांच्या या सभागृहामध्ये संत तुकोबारायांचे वंशज या एन्व्हायरमेंट प्रोग्रामसाठी इथे उपस्थित आहेत. त्याबद्दल मी त्यांचे आभार मानतो. आणि रोटरियन श्री डॉक्टर सराफ सर यांचा देखील सरांनी सन्मान करावा. या कार्यक्रमाचे ते कन्व्हीनर आहेत. या कन्व्हीनर या निमित्ताने त्यांनी आमच्या MIT संस्थेकडून हा सत्कार स्वीकार करावा अशी मी विनंती करतो. आदरणीय डॉक्टर कराड सर सत्कार करत आहेत. रोटरियन राजेंद्र सराफ सर, कन्व्हीनर ऑफ द नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्स. ते घेऊन या इकडे. हो, ते इकडे घेऊन या. तुम्हाला सांगायचं असेल प्लीज ब्रिंग इट हिअर ऑन द स्टेज फॉर द कन्व्हिनियन्स ऑफ द गेस्ट. सरांसाठी इकडे. Today, on this auspicious day of the National Conference, and where Honorable Karad sir is also being felicitated by the Rotarians, the Students Club here on environment is unveiling the club that is for the activity for the students, Maitra Urjeche. As always, Dr. Karad sir keeps on saying, just now he gave us the mantra that philosopher Sant Dhaneshwara to the Albert Einstein, the man of the millennium. On a very similar basis, the students have conceptualized a nature to human being intelligence concept system, and they are starting and unveiling this program today. I request all honorable dignitaries to unveil the Maitra Urjeche under the Green Hydrogen Research Club, so that the students can connect. He Rudayiche te Rudayi. And we are all talking about the caring of the environment, which started from the MIT itself. I request them to put it here near by the stage. It is the students' activity by the students, for the students, and democratizing the environmental systems. And we are trying to ensure that the students work on the given mantra, philosopher Sant Dhaneshwar to Albert Einstein, and Panchashil that we always talk about, the universal anthem Pasaidan to Buddha's Panchashil. So I request all the dignitaries in the presence of Honorable Vishwadharmi Professor Dr. Karad sir to unveil the board.
हॅलो. डायसवरच्या मान्यवरांचे विशेष आभार. डॉक्टर कराड साहेब तुमचे पण विशेष आभार. उपस्थितांचे धन्यवाद. मी निरंजन मथुर यांना बोलवतो. ही विल टेक ओव्हर फॉर द नेक्स्ट सेशन. निरंजन प्लीज.
Hello, good afternoon. I request all to please take your seat. We just witnessed the grand program of awarding Dr. Karad, the founder of MIT, the Excellence Award by the Rotary. And all the dignitaries on the dais are already there. So without wasting much of my time, much of your time, I would like to introduce the next keynote speaker, Dr. J and Professor J.N. Pawar. N.J. Pawar. Hello, Professor Dr. N.J. Pawar. I think here it is unfortunately misplaced as a M.J. Pawar, but I feel somewhat lucky that my initial N.J. and his initial matches. So I feel, sir, myself lucky because my name is Niranjan Janardhan Mathure from Rotary Club of Pune West. Professor Pawar, Vice Chancellor, Dr. D.Y. Patil, Vidyapeeth, Pimpri, Pune, Maharashtra. As a Vice Chancellor of the Shivaji University, Kolhapur, Professor Pawar has introduced. I think people will like to listen your this. As a Vice Chancellor of the Shivaji University, Kolhapur, Professor Pawar has instrumental in implementing the semester system for the undergraduate level and choice-based credit system for the postgraduate level in 2010 and motivated faculty for the upgradation of their teaching skill and research. During his tenure, he established two new academic programs, namely first School of Nano Services, Science and Technology, integrated courses for 5 years, And second, Yashwantrao Chavan School of Rural Development, similar to IRMA and NIRD, with the support of Government of Maharashtra. He started interdisciplinary program in life sciences with financial support of DBT, Government of India. Besides academic administration, Professor Pawar has made varied significant research contribution in the field of geology in general and economic geology, geochemistry and hydrology in particular. His important contribution relate to geochemistry in groundwater for Deccan volcanic province with the special emphasis on heavy metal, fluoride contamination and arsenics in sediments, kidney stone epidemics and rock water interaction as modern way of carbon sequestration and control global climate change. He has successfully guided PhD research of 18 PhD students in geology and environmental science department, published over 75 research papers, edited 4 research volumes, 2 abstract volumes, and translated 2 books on popularization of science besides several popular articles. He has developed collaborative research plan with Osaka City University, Japan, on the design and development of water quality data logger sensor system, and was also involved in multi-university international research on solving environmental conflicts in the coastal area, global change, human mobility, and sustainable urban development, a collaborative project between the universities of 8 European unions, 2 Indian, and Southeast Asia. After successful completion of his tenure as a vice chancellor, he joined back as a professor in the Department of Geology in Savitri Bai Phule Pune University and superannuated from there in 2017. After his retirement, he was working at a joint center for collaborative engagement between the Savitri Bai Pune University and Penn State University, USA, for a short period of 2017 to 2018. In May 2018, he joined Dr. D.Y. Patil University as Director Academic and subsequently appointed as the Vice Chancellor DPU University from January 2019. So you can understand such a illustrious person is here today, and without wasting much time, I request Dr. N.J. Pawar to please start your deliberation. Thank you.
PPT लावलेला आहे का? Right. So good afternoon to all of you. The organizers and convener of this particular conference and my good old friend, Dr. R.V. Saraf. Our friendship is lasting for 35 years plus, and our love for the environment continues even today. My good old friend and former Vice Chancellor of ICT Mumbai, respected Padma Shri Dr. G.D. Yadav, he has been instrumental in guiding the scientific fraternity across India and carrying the flag in innovation, particularly in the field of innovation from India to the US. He is the second Indian to get the recognition as one of the leading persons in the area of innovation. And he is rewarded by none other than Engineering Academy of US. I have also very happily noticed that because of this particular conference, I got an opportunity to meet Santosh, District Governor of Rotary, Tanuja, because they are also connected with me for, I think, more than 35 years now. And therefore, we keep continuing our friendship, Dr. Fars, right from Saraf sir to Santosh to Tanuja to GD Yadav sir. And I must also make a reference to representative from the Warkari Panth and descendant of Tukaram Maharaj, one who is also present here, all the participants, and my dear friends. Let me inform all of you that, as it is rightly said by Honorable Karad sir, that everything is cyclic. I'm a earth scientist, and we have theories where earth material is recycled, and therefore everything that revolves around in the nature is a cyclic in nature. So creation and destruction is a part of the cycle. And therefore we look at that particular point of view. I have been told by Saraf sir that I must speak something about sustainability, UN Sustainable Development Goals, circular economy, and how educational institutions are oriented towards that. And therefore I tried to look at this particular aspect. So we have been debating, discussing for last 25 plus years now about variety of problems that we are facing. We are facing the problems of global warming. The reasons are given. We call it as fossil fuel burning. One of them. Deforestation also, we account the deforestation as one of the factors. Third thing, we also called as industrial emissions are contributing to it. Vehicular emissions are also contributing to it. And therefore, we have increased our grid. Beyond our need we have gone. And therefore, this particular grid is actually causing some of the issues. And therefore, it is rightly said by one of the thinkers that we have everything to satisfy the desire, but we have nothing to satisfy the greed of the people. And that is where we have to think in terms of sustainability. So those four factors are responsible for causing the changes in the climate. We have worked on it. Next one, please. Can I have this? Yeah, you can change the slide. Next one. Yeah. See, this is the graph which I wanted to show it. How the rise in CO2 is there. And what is the data that we have? Right from 1850 to 2024, this is the rise in the CO2. And that is one of the factors. Of course, there are other gases too. And therefore, this is one of the factors which is responsible for causing the global warming. Can you go next? We have been working on this particular, as a scientific fraternity, we have worked in Himalayas. 10 years ago, we published 2 international articles. One is on the temperatures, other one is the precipitation. And these 2 articles, we have considered data right from 1820 to 2006. And we have observed that these were all stations from Himalayas. And we have observed that there is a steady growth in the rise of the temperature and CO2. Basically, temperature rise is, we have worked out, which is 1.6 degrees per century. 1.6 degrees per century is too high rise in the temperature as compared to the natural rise in the temperature. Natural per century rise in the temperature is 0.6 degrees. Whereas in a virgin landscape like Himalayas, we could find scientifically that the rate of rise of temperature is 1.6 degrees per century. That means 3 times higher. It's amplified, accelerated rate of rise in the temperature, which is one of the important factors that we have to take into consideration. Similarly, we have also worked out the precipitation patterns in the Himalayas. These are the 2 articles which I just wanted to show it to the next one, please. Yeah. So greenhouse effect is something which we are actually subscribing it to the CO2 rise, then other gases related to agriculture, it could be methane, and therefore they are the responsible gases for trapping the infrared radiations. And these infrared radiations are responsible for causing the effect, which is in terms of temperature rise, and therefore we call it as a global warming. Go next. Which we call scientifically as a greenhouse effect also. Now, what is the climate mitigation that we have to see? These are the issues which we are facing. If I just take you back into the history and go back and tell you one of the verses from the Yajurveda, it says, Apo hista mayo bhosta, na arjhe dadata na maheranaya chakshase. We have a very beautiful, ancestors have taught philosophical principles which are very beautiful. They are in tune with the nature. The meaning of this particular Sanskrit verses is that our ancestors have given beautiful names to our rivers. Ganga. Ganga means life-giving system. Jivanavardhini. Why we call Ganga? And water from the Ganga is sacred water. It is the purest form of the water coming from the melting of the glaciers from Himalayas. That is the purity of the water. And therefore we have that belief in our culture that even a patient, one who is on the deathbed, if you give him water from Ganga, he will come out of that particular disease. That is the belief. That is the philosophy with which our ancestors worked. Then we have other river, Saraswati. What it means? It means that Jnanavardhini. See, treasure of intellect. And therefore these are the names with a very thoughtfully, these are names given by our ancestors in describing these rivers. Today you see what is Ganga. Ganga is no longer having a sacred water. It is highly polluted. And right from last 20 to 25 years, we are spending thousands of crores of rupees to purify Ganga. Still we have not been able to purify because our activities are not in tune with the nature. They are not sustainable. And therefore we have to worry about this. Now we have to search for the solutions. So we have to search for the solutions in terms of the changes which have occurred in terms of water pollution, air pollution, soil pollution, sound pollution, n number of issues that we have created under the name of development. We have to now see how we can reverse this particular process to make the environment sustainable. Health point of view, food point of view, water point of view, air point of view, and therefore that is the reason we have to now think in terms of while economically we are progressing, technology we are progressing, are we taking care of our nature? Because we have finite resources and we have certain obligations to fulfill. What are the obligations? Our ancestors have given this particular planet, we are inheriting these particular resources of the planet from our ancestors that are not polluted. And therefore, we have moral obligation to see to it that whatever we have inherited from our ancestors, we have to see to it that without damaging, without causing any pollution to any of the resources of the earth, we are passing it on to the next generation. That is our moral obligation, responsibility. Are we coming up to that? Otherwise, we are the people, those who are responsible for causing all these issues around us, and therefore our moral obligation we have to fulfill, and therefore we have to search for the solutions. That is what the sustainability is. How to reverse the damage that is caused, we have to think about it. And therefore we have all assembled here. So we have to see that we need energy, but there's a lot of energy which is available. And how? That is available, which is given and gifted by the sun. How we can use this particular energy for our activities. And therefore solar energy is one of the considerations that we are thinking about. Then planting trees to absorb. See, we have a lot of CO2 which is gone into the atmosphere. It is causing global warming. We have to reverse this. And therefore we have to see to it that for taking that particular action, for reversing the damage which is caused, we also have to see that corrective actions are taken. And therefore we have to see that the green cover on the earth is increased. And therefore that is forestation, planting trees. Then promoting public transport. See, everybody moves in the car today. We burn fossil fuel. We cause lot of sound pollution. We keep blowing the horn because we want the way to be cleared. So we have to see that these are some of the concerns which we have, and therefore how we can address. And therefore electric vehicles, less dependent on the fossil fuel. These are the technologies that are coming in the market today. And lastly, we have to see that even at the household, the beginning has to be made from the household level, and that is something which we have to see. And therefore, right from appliances, right from use of water, we have to think in terms of how we are trying to take care of the resources of the earth more in a conservative manner, and that is something we have to think in terms of solutions to the environmental issues, solutions to the climate change, and these are the mitigation measures which everybody is today thinking about. Can you go next? Yeah. There are a lot of policy changes which have occurred at national, international level. There are international level several protocols, Kyoto Protocol, Paris, may name it, UN is doing a lot of other activities, and therefore they are trying to see that whatever is being done at the international level, it should be made mandatory to all the countries to see that the renewable energy is adopted, energy efficient appliances are used. Also, we have to see that certain kinds of climate mitigation activities are undertaken effectively by all the countries. Can you go next? And therefore, there are some kind of requirements. As an educational institute, I am representing, I earlier worked in Pune University for 35 years, 5 years in the Shivaji University. Now my third university is Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapit for last 8.5 years. And therefore, I thought that with this particular journey, we have to think in terms of, there are issues. There are issues to be tackled. And therefore, how to solve these issues? Industry is thinking in terms of technology development, which is in tune with the nature. And secondly, we are thinking in terms of having a sensitive manpower to deal with these issues. And therefore, education system, education industry is one such industry where sensitization can take place. Training of the students can take place so that we have citizens, those who are environmentally sensitive, to look after the sustainability issues, think in terms of how to reduce consumption of the resources, how to reduce the burning of the fossil fuels, using the resources, intensive industrial energy resources. So all those we have to think, and therefore we have to think as an educational industry how we can go about it. Can you go next? First one is the climate literacy. What we can do about climate literacy? There are policy awareness. Policy at the national level is in place. Policy at the international level is in place. How in letter and spirit we can adopt these policies and take necessary actions. Then what is required is thinking about implementing this particular policy. Critical thinking is one of the important aspects in terms of solving the problems. And problem solving has to be taught to the students. I must tell you that we have a lot of corporate connect. We work in the area of earth sciences. All these years I have been getting calls from the industry, L&T, Ultratech, Jindal, everybody. Sir, we are implementing metro project. We have gone up to 160 meters depth. So shaft is to be installed. What is to be done about lot of water ingress? Are we having the people who are trained? We never work for any such kind of structure to be built in terms of subsurface imaging, subsurface strata, subsurface water conditions. And therefore we have to think in terms of that. When water ingress is there, it is going to definitely affect the structure above. And therefore we have to think, what is the uplift pressure at that level? What is the thickness of the foundation slab? N number of issues are to be dealt with. These are newly emerging issues. Last year, one of the metro stations was totally inundated because it was located underneath And therefore, these are the issues which are coming up. We have to have a trained manpower, and that is where critical thinking, problem solving is required. Third, environmental knowledge. We have to see that these factors have to be considered, and they have different kinds of percentages which we can see in terms of climate literacy. So all these four factors are very important factors, right from the policy to critical thinking to environmental awareness, and fourth one is then sustainable behavior. That is something which is a tuning of the youth of this particular country required. And once we have trained manpower like this, environmentally sensitive, then we will be able to take care of these issues in the future. Next one, please. What is happening at international level in terms of these four factors? This is at the UNESCO level. And therefore, education for sustainable development is the agenda. Today, in the universities, we talk about right from sustainability ranking to impact ranking, all these factors are there. But they are for the achievement in terms of some tag. But real training, real sensitization of the mindset, and real adaptation of these particular policy is still not up to the mark. And therefore, we have to see how we can promote UNESCO's agenda for the sustainable development in terms of education, promoting education about the environment, developing such kinds of sensitive citizens. We have to see there's a lot of requirement of that, and encourage responsible lifestyles. Each one of us, as I said, how we can reduce. Today, if you see, if you go to the mall, apple, one bag, oranges, another bag, another vegetable, third bag. You take any product, for everything you have a different bag. Never ever in the past we did this. We have gone away from our traditional practices which are in tune with the nature. We used to take a bag and go, bring something. Today we don't do that because it has to be weighed. So we put it in that particular paper bag, weigh it, put a tag. So these are the new ways which we have adopted in the mall culture, how we can reduce the use of the paper. It is a sensitivity of mind. And therefore, when we go to the market, are we sensible about using these kinds of paper bags? 10, 15 paper bags, at least weekly you will bring home. We are generating waste, how we can reduce? And therefore, these are the ways in which we have to think. Next one, please. There are initiatives at the international level by the UNESCO. One is education for sustainable development, where we can really make sure that all our curriculum has some component of it. I must inform all of you that 10 years ago, there was a Supreme Court judgment given in terms of making environmental education compulsory. Now that particular verdict by the Supreme Court is adopted by the government in letter and spirit across nation. This is something which is over and above the real curriculum that we teach. And therefore, we do it in the universities, in the colleges, in the schools, we teach. But for the purpose of complying. So compliance is one aspect, but real change in mindset is another aspect. And therefore, that change in the mindset will happen only through the activities. And that is something which we have to see. This, secondly, UNICEF also tries to see that, go to the next. UNESCO also gives an idea about how best you can make efforts in terms of training the mindset of the youth. The youth is one of the change agents. Teacher is also called as the change agent. And therefore, what we have to see that teachers, those who are in the education system today, and what we want as a policies to be implemented by the government, we first need to see that this change agent, which is a teacher, he has to be trained. When the teacher himself is made sensitive about all the environmental issues, then it is possible for you to change the mindset of the students. And mindset of the student can be changed through activity. We have a new way of now teaching, and that is something which is activity-based learning. So take students outside, go for plantation, show them what a treatment plant. Those are some kinds of visual experiences, activity-based learning, which we have to teach to the students. And when we teach them, then they will be made environmentally sensitive in terms of how best we can change our behavior, which is deviating from the requirement by the nature, and make it more sustainable. So that is something which is required, and therefore youth related activities, initiatives at the school, college, university level, they are being taken up now progressively. And therefore this is the way in which we have to inculcate these good old practices into the minds of the students. We call it as activity based learning, or in other words, good Marathi word is there, Jnana Rachanavad, construct the knowledge. And that is how the knowledge is constructed, and that is how the youth is sensitized in terms of participating in the activities and learning out of these activities. Can you go next quickly? So these are some of the key factors which we consider in terms of sensitizing the youth from the point of view of climate education. So school curricula change, then teacher training, then community programs. So these are the ways in which we can go forward in terms of training the youth. Go next, quick. Of course, already government has come out with a new education policy, National Education Policy 2020. And that's something which teaches us interdisciplinary, holistic education. And therefore, this policy encourages all of us to come together beyond the boundaries of our disciplines, whether engineering, whether science, whether arts, whether commerce. Those kinds of boundaries we have to merge and see that holistic education is provided to the students, and they can be made more sensitive about sustainability issues. And that is what is already advocated by the National Education Policy 2020. Go next. What is expected out of this policy is students which are made environmentally sensitive, and therefore they are taught the principles of sustainability. That is how we can bring about the change. Go to the next. They have included environment as one of the important visions in the NEP 2020. Can you go next? Yeah. Of course, one can think, let me tell you that how we have initiated these activities of Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapith. Yeah. And also in Shivaji University, we made the university self-sustainable in terms of water resources. We constructed the dams, small ponds, also wells, and then we made the university as self-sustainable in terms of water resources. At D.Y. Patil University, we have all rooftops of the buildings covered with the solar panels. 60% of our energy is currently taken care of through this particular solar initiatives. Of course, we have other initiatives also in terms of greenery enhancement, in terms of water treatment. So all these are actually taken care of. This is the model campus which I am trying to project. And then we have the last one. We used to have a botanical gardens. Today we have to think in terms of biodiversity gardens. So those are the aspects which can be taught to the students, and teachers can be trained accordingly to make the change in the mindset of the youth of this particular country, who will be able to take the challenges related to the environmental issues in a sustainable manner. And that is something which will have an impact on our economy, and therefore we have to see in terms of those aspects as such. I think we have come to the end. Next one, please. Yeah. So these are the activities which we have just narrated: water, then waste, energy, environmental aspects. Go to the next. Role of teachers is also in a bigger way is given here in terms of knowledge, values, responsible attitude, etc., etc. Please go ahead. And these are some of the challenges that we have to face. Lack of teacher training is one of the aspects in educational systems which we have to address. Secondly, we have to see that whatever limited resources we have, with that we have to see that how best sustainable practices are adopted. Third one, curriculum overload is something which is always talked about in the universities, but that's a need of the time. And therefore we have to see that, and awareness which is lost in between, we have to see that it is increased. Can you go next? So these are the solutions for effective implementation. Go next. Future of the education in terms of those aspects which we have to see. Yes, please, go ahead. Go to the last one. I think within the limited time, I have tried to give some broader perspective of this particular topic. And since we are practicing environmental aspects, Saraf sir, I think maybe 30, 40 years on the platform of Pune University Environmental Science Department, when the seeds of environmental training were sown in the university by the then Vice Chancellor Professor S.C. Gupte, and many others carried this particular message forward, and therefore these aspects we have been trying to teach to all the students and everybody. Thank you very much for the opportunity given. Any quick question?
Any question?
Anybody has any query, please?
Colonel Kulbir, President Rotary Club Khradi. I think so 3 chancellors and vice chancellors are here, but I have doubt on implementation of NEP, because I find whatever we read in newspaper or whatever articles we go through, we are retired person, so now we have a lot of time to mull over on government policies. NEP is a eyewash where certain things government is trying to control certain cultural activities, but not serious on education side.
Thank you. Let me first inform that being a teacher, I have to be always optimistic. Anything which is brought as a new policy, I have to welcome it. There could be some issues which we have time to address them. I know that your question is more oriented towards the government related state universities where implementation has not been possible, but now undergraduate level it is implemented to a great extent, because there is a additional requirement of manpower, additional requirement of infrastructure, which are the issues being raised by the teachers unions. There could be some strength in it, but we have to think in terms of not only those aspects related to a particular group of teachers, but we have to think much holistically in a much bigger way, because these are the global issues, these are the national issues of concern. They are to be addressed, and therefore we have to think. Now, to give you the example, we have already 100% implemented NEP 2020 as a private university, because 4 years of curriculum is not a big deal. Right from BBA, MBA to other courses, we have done it. Why there is an issue in certain sector is because there are unions, and that union will have some demands. Those are the part of the democracy. But optimistically, we have to think that if there is a policy change which is being brought about at the national level, let us welcome. And let us see if there are some hurdles, how we can address. That optimism has to prevail. That is how I think about it. Otherwise, I can't run the university. With only optimism, we have to run the university.
I know there are many questions, but we are little bit short of time. बऱ्याचशा लोकांच्या पोटामध्ये कावडे ओढत असतील तर we will have modify the statement चाय पे चर्चा खाने पे चर्चा. So सर याचा अर्थ तुम्हाला थांबायचं जेवायला सर. तर सर आपल्याबरोबर थांबतील जेवायला, तेव्हा जेवायच्या वेळेला सरांबरोबर आपण डिस्कशन करू. ओव्हर टू माथुरे.
Fine. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you. Thank you, Saraf sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Pawar. He has already enlightened us about the environment and what best we can do considering our future. I would now request, in fact, he has a very good presentation. If possible, with your permission, it can be circulated among the people. Okay, thank you very much. I think we'll ask Dr. Saraf to circulate this presentation to everybody so that we'll. I request DG Santosh Marathi to felicitate Dr. Pawar. पेन ड्राईव्ह असेल ना Thank you very much. We'll start the next session. Thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Dr. Kaustubh Bandakar, President, Rotary Club of Pune Parvati. Today it's my privilege to introduce Padma Shri Ganpati Dada Sahib Yadav. Padma Shri Ganpati Dada Sahib, born 14 September 1952, better known as G.D. Yadav, is an Indian chemist, educator, and academic. He is currently President of the Indian Chemical Society. He did contributions to green chemistry, catalyst, and nanotechnology. He served as the Vice Chancellor of the Institute of Chemical Technology, ICTC, Mumbai, from 2009 to 2019, where he is currently as an emirate professor. Padma Shri Yadav's research spans sustainable technology, including biomass, valorization, green hydrogen production, and carbon dioxide utilization, with over 570 peer-reviewed publications, 136 patents. Absolutely fantastic job. And as H index of 71. A recipient of the Padma Shri in 2016, he is an elected fellow of the National Academy of Sciences, India, FNSS. The World Academy of Sciences, FWWS, Indian National Science Academy, FNA, and the National Academy of Inventors, FNAI. In 2024, Yadav was featured in the Asian Scientist 100 magazines. In 2025, Padma Shri Yadav was honored with the Bhatnagar Fellowship by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research. Sir, I welcome you and request you to give your presentations. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know I'm standing between you and the lunch, but I will give you some starters in this. Okay, go to the next, please. You know, energy, environment, and geopolitics. It is said to be the world, VUCA world. Everything is politics, right? And we have been seeing it since 20th of February. What is happening to the world? Rich and powerful nations are dictating terms as far as environment is concerned, climate change is concerned, everything is concerned. Okay. Go to the next. Yeah. Now see, I gave you an updated slide. Look at the crude oil price and the gas price. And many people are worried about the gas in the kitchen. What is happening? So from February 20th to March 10, the crude oil price had gone up to $120 a barrel and it has come down to about 99 and 100. We don't know what will be it tomorrow. Okay, and the same is the price, the European Union gas price, euro per megawatt hour. You can see that this is really a bad situation for us because of the world war between US plus Israel and Iran. Go to the next. Yeah. So now look at India's strategic import. Why we are facing this problem? Because we are importing crude oil, typically in the range of 235 million barrels. Okay. Now it's rather million tons. And this cost is 150 to 180 billion dollars. Natural gas also we are importing. Semiconductors are importing. If one industry is affected, all other industries are affected, which people do not know. So the critical minerals which are required for the so-called IT industry and all, that also we are importing. So we are in a big problem. Go to the next. So at the same time, climate change is real. Okay, people don't believe that climate change is not real, but I will make you some interesting statements. There are rising temperatures. Okay, everything is happening across the world, and some few slides I will show you. Go to the next. Yeah. Now look at the US duplicity on climate change. Donald Trump doesn't believe in climate change. He said drill belly drill. Well, his opponent, Kamala Harris, darling of India, also said the same thing. In Pennsylvania, she said she will not stop fracking, that is hydrocarbons. So this is the most powerful nation. Go to the next. And now this is the deadliest thing which people have not understood. They think war is big, but this is the biggest problem which they have not understood. And that is the so-called EPA, Environmental Protection Agency's 2009 endangerment finding. This was responsible for the so-called net zero, 2009. Barack Obama was the president. He said this EPA finding is very important and we must control carbon dioxide emissions. That means fossil fuels, for which the war is going on right now. Go to the next and you will see that February 12 this year, Donald Trump revoked that and he has created a bigger problem. So that means United States will not participate in climate change. All others will participate. That is the biggest danger. And we are talking about energy and environment and circular economy. See, this is a big jolt to the entire world's, policy makers. I am involved in some of these things and I find we are really going to have a tough time. Go to the next. Next, please. Yeah. So global climate change has affected everybody. Everybody, which is Europe, America, India, South Asia, and whatnot. Go to the next. So this particular slide will tell you that just before the pandemic, carbon dioxide in January 2020 rather, was 410 ppm. Then during that time, we were sitting at home because of the so-called lockdown. And April 10, 2020, the crude oil price was negative. Today it is 100, it was negative. That means they had to pay to store the crude oil, give the barrel and also give $10. So people said, unless the crude oil price goes to $60 a barrel, this industry is dead. So many in Texas, they withdrew their investment. That was the problem. Remember what is in May 2022, concentration became 418. They said economy is restored. Now we are looking for restoration of economy. Right now we are doing the same thing. But remember, March 12 this year, the concentration was 429. That means concentration of CO2 is increasing, carbon dioxide is increasing, and which is dangerous for us. And if we do not have technological intervention, plastic is a part of that because it is derived from fossil fuels now. If we do not intervene, we will have no future. We'll have no future. Go to the next. So last year on March 7, it was 430. Day before yesterday, it was 430. So something is happening. Go to the next. So because of this, they have something, you have a family budget, there is a carbon dioxide budget, carbon budget. For 1.5 degrees Celsius, 130 gigatons, that is billion tons, means within 3 to 4 years, we will have exhausted all the budget for the entire century. If we say 1.6 to 1.7, it is 520 billion. That is 9 to 12 years. And if we say 2 degrees Celsius, 25 years. That means within 25 years, 2 degrees Celsius temperature rise will be unbearable. If the temperature rises beyond 3 degrees Celsius, 80% of the biological species will die. That is the danger. Go to the next. So, and remember the war. How much carbon dioxide war is emitted? Just within first 5 days, 35,000 tons. 35,000 tons. War is still continuing. This cannot be measured. This cannot be measured because missiles are coming, transport is required, the missile has to be transported from one place to another. That does not include this. Go to the next. So much larger, climate impact is much larger because of this war. And people are worried. Okay, go to the next. So this is 130 gigatons. So I mentioned that this is very dangerous for us. And what is the contribution of India in this? Go to the next. Yeah. See, so we emitted 44.2 gigatons last year. India's contribution is 2.8 and we want to be zero in 2060. China wants to be zero in 2070 rather. China is 2060. OECD countries in 2050. So unless we take carbon dioxide as a feedstock, that means carbon dioxide is to be treated as a feedstock, not as a greenhouse gas. That is what the technology is required. Go to the next. Yeah, and that is given here. That is, for that to happen, the emissions must be less than 10 gigatons. That means the carbon dioxide in this atmosphere has to be taken out by some technology. That is the meaning. And what is that? That now it is 429. It has to bring down to 350 ppm. So imagine what sort of technology is required to bring that to 350 ppm, world will be safe. Okay, go to the next. So this is what I showed you, that the fossil carbon is a very big problem right now. Go to the next. 10 gigatons I mentioned. Go to the next. Go to the next. Yeah. So why this is the problem? Because ours is a carbon-based economy. Carbon is required in the earth. Farmers require it for the soil. Carbon is required for our life, but carbon is not required to the extent in atmosphere. That is the message. Go to the next. Yeah. So use of carbon-based fuels is the real problem of this climate change. Go to the next. So net zero. So I will tell you there are 10 ways by which we can take control of it. Okay, 10 ways. Go to the next. So first important thing is hydrogen technology. So hydrogen is going to be the savior of the world. Hydrogen. So hydrogen comes from water. Water has to be split. So you get hydrogen and oxygen. Then carbon dioxide will be our new oil. Crude oil will be gone by 2050. Or otherwise, like yesterday I heard, if the crude oil price becomes $200 a barrel, economy will be dead. We will not do anything. So this is the real worry. So decarbonization, biomass valorization, that is any biomass. Farmers are burning their agri-waste. They should not burn it. That is a very good source of chemicals, fuels and materials. And I will show you by some statistics.
Solid waste management. We have to be a zero waste society. Mumbai municipality produces 9,000 tons of solid waste. 50% of that is food. 10 to 12% is plastic. Then construction, debris, and then metal and whatnot, everything is there. Then waste plastic recycling. Since I'm supposed to talk on polymers, I'm going to tell you what we can do with waste plastic recycling. Plastic ban is a stupid idea, I'm telling you that publicly. Plastic ban does not work and it did not work. You ban liquor in some state, maximum liquor is sold there. You are laughing, but maybe you have tested it there. Ban never solves the problem. If that is why, because plastic was introduced as a substitute for paper. So paper is to denude the forest against our climate change. Therefore, they said, let us replace paper by plastic. Then technology, we became smart. We started producing thinner and thinner plastic, stronger and stronger plastic. The plastic bag which you get from the vegetable vendor does not cost even a few paise. So what happens? So he gives you free. Right? He says, Madam, ajun don gya. Fatel, pishwi fatel, right? So what do? Since it is free, you throw it. But I'll tell you another psyche. Milk pouch. You get milk, maybe 60, 70 rupees. I don't know how much is in Pune. Correct? The housewife cuts the corner, takes the milk out. She says few drops are remaining. She adds water, shakes it 100 times. If she is not shaking it well, she will ask the husband, shake it little more. Why? Because she thinks the drop of the milk is more valuable than the plastic bag. She will take that last drop and throw the plastic bag in the kachra patti, right? In the waste pen. Why? Because according to her, plastic bag has zero value. That is the psyche. So instead of that, if we say that plastic bag put barcode, 20 rupees refundable deposit, the housewife will never throw it. Correct? You know, do you ever throw the newspaper outside? Collect it, raddi, right? And housewives are smart. They put little sprinkle water on that to increase the weight. She knows paper has value, but plastic has no value. Who created this? We did it. As a society, we said, this is dirt-free, right? So if we, irrespective of size, weight, anything, then government also becomes smart. Says 50 micron plastic bag allowed. Now, do you go to the market and measure 50 micron? 50.5 or 49.5? Again, stupid idea. Government policy must be such that it is implemented by the common people, not by the other people. Go to any airport, right? You must have traveled by airport or maybe railway and whatnot. You see bins kept, different color bins. Wet garbage. You are drinking tea in a plastic bag. Where do you dump it? You don't know. So what you do, you see where others have dumped, you dump there only. I'm sure all of you do that. Because that guideline is so stupid. It doesn't say where to dump it. So although segregation, so I was a vice chancellor for 10.5 years. So I said, okay, let us clean our campus. I started putting bins everywhere. Early in the morning, I was taking a walk. I find the municipality fellows come. We have segregated everything. He takes all that baggage and puts in the same bag. So I asked him, why are you doing it? He says, sir, we get money for segregation. So our segregation has no value. This is psychology, psyche of Indian people. Anything free, including advice, is not appreciated. The best example, you go to any marriage, the shape makes very colorful dishes, very attractive. All sorts of Punjabi, Sindhi and whatnot, South Indian, Marathi, Puran Poli, and anything is given there, right? So what you do, you take a bigger plate. because you say you must taste this. And ultimately, you don't like the taste, so you throw it. That is why 50% food waste I mentioned. Instead, I give a trick. Punewala should do it. In front of each dish, you put a bowl, baking bowl, right? And put a notice there, Madam and Sir, please touch this dish if you like it, but put 100 rupees in this bowl. I will assure you that your wife will not allow you to touch it. Because you never eat at home. Because it is free, you are taking it and dumping it. So the free thing, freebies also, is not a good idea. So I said, farmers burning agri-waste, you cannot go to Delhi. I have some slides there, but before I go there, I will tell you what it means. Why do they burn it? Because they think it will kill the pest. They will, and there some carbon will be generated and it will go inside. That is what they think. But that's not correct, right? It creates pollution. Air quality index 300, 500 in Delhi. Burning is not the solution for that. Instead of that, like we have sugar factories, Sahakari Sakar Karkhana, right? If we tell the farmer, take all aggregates because it is very bulky, compact it, densify it, and cut into pieces, make pellets, that pellet is 5 rupees a kilo. I will give you 10 rupees. Government should announce that I will give you 10 rupees. No, nothing free. You are getting 5, I am giving 10. They will all collect all kachra in the villages. And then you give it to somebody else for making chemicals, fuels, materials, because we will not have crude oil. We will not have crude oil. Remember, this is a policy matter. So farmers, kachra sahakari sakar karkhana. So says kachra karkhana. Right? That is what they are supposed to do. That is a policy. Go to the next. So I'm told you what to do.
So my suggestion may be a crude thought. Can we convert all this waste polymer into the basic
That's
gas?
what, yeah, we have been doing.
And
We
can
have,
we make it a
yeah,
technology?
yeah.
Take on.
Waste polymer, we can generate all sorts of things from that. That is what that chemical recycling was there. Upcycling, downcycling,
Yeah.
recycling. We can make variety of chemicals, including dimethyl ether, LPG, sustainable aviation fluid, which is used by the aviation industry. Everything can be made. Waste is to be treated as wealth.
This is a question which I, being a chemical engineer, my wife asked this question. The gas is not there. So how can you help me?
Good question. So, the gas is not there. Now, this war situation, nobody anticipated 1 year ago, correct? Now, those
Obviously, lot of
seven different types.
seven different types. They are given numbers, and everyone knows that out of these 7 types, everything is not recycled the way it is spelt out to be, and that is the reason, like you said, gold is lying. It continues to lie because people don't really see the gold, and it is in the heaps of mountains everywhere. So, including the river bodies. So, my point was, like we are looking at waste management, I saw the number 5 there. I was very happy to see that. Was while we have said recycling as a solution, and you have said 9% only so far. So, why don't we recognize the fact that plastic is also an energy source, like its father, where 95% of the crude oil is actually sold as energy, only 5% is converted into plastic. So, if after the value of the plastic products which you beautifully presented, if I use it as an energy source so that the nuisance value is avoided, what is wrong in that? Now, if I have to take a quick survey, sir, a quick survey here, there are about 50 people here. If I ask, if we burn plastics, how many of you would raise that it produces toxic pollution? Please raise your hands. Burning plastic produces toxic pollution, which is harmful, carcinogenic. Sir, I need your answer.
Yeah,
Thank you.
a good question. People do incineration, pyrolysis, and things like that, but it has to be done under control condition. From plastic, I can produce hydrogen, I can depolymerize it, and there are many ways by which do it. We have been doing it. For example, this foam, which you Ganpati Utsav, you have this foam, right? Styrofoam and all. That is a very good source of hydrocarbons, very good source of hydrogen. But the problem is perception. And I will give you a story of perception. Around 1910, in the New Jersey state of United States, ladies took a morcha, procession to the governor's bungalow, said ban X-ray machines. It is, attack against modesty of women. These nasty doctors are seeing them see through. Because they thought when you use X-ray machine in the hospital or clinic, you are seeing the naked body of the woman. So they had a morcha. They went. So they had to do convincing that no, they showed them the skeleton. This is what the doctors see. They don't see your body. This is the skeleton they see. So that is how X-ray machines became part of hospitals. Now, lo and behold, there was a problem during Second World War. Second World War. Nagasaki, Hiroshima, we don't forget. Everybody attaches nuclear energy to that. Even now, there are so many idiots who oppose nuclear energy. Nuclear energy is the safest form of energy. But you know what happened? They were doing nuclear magnetic resonance imaging, NMRI. That was the best tool available to doctors. They said, oh my God, if we put this nuclear in this, nobody will ask. So they dropped the N and it became MRI. So many of you might have done the MRI. Many of you, because the name is MRI, not NMRI. So to make the people believe, right? To make the people believe this technology is good, you have to change the names. They say in the old wine in new bottle. Even plastic, you have to say that this is not plastic. So instead of saying NO plastic, say KNOW, no plastic. No plastic and its advantages. If that was not the case during COVID, many people would have died. Many of us would not have been here. I'm sorry to say this. That is a fact. But there are NGOs who are against it because they get money. And nuclear energy, I'm telling you, last, nuclear energy. I was giving a talk almost 15 years ago in Anna University in Madras, and all of a sudden the power went off. And I was in a jocular mood, and I said, I wish Jai Lalita had done, Karunanidhi had done something, and this power was restored. That time, every day, lots of villagers used to go to Kudankolan, where the IG car, India Gandhi, Research Center on Atomic Energy. There they used to go and sit on a dharna. They used to get all food, 500 rupees in the evening. Nobody knew why they were doing that dharna. Because it was political motivation.
Sir,
And then one minute. Then what happened? I have to explain to him because that is the purpose of your conference. You know what happened? When Jayalalitha came to power, she said, I want this entire power for the state. The agitation went away. Who was supporting? America was supporting that. Because the technology was Russian. So this is a hard fact of life. So we must educate our Indians. Rotary Club should do that.
Yes, sir.
Have many more conferences of this kind where people are educated about science. Okay, and of course, there will be ill effects, but we have to say what is ill effect and what is good effect. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. You rightly said. Rotary did a wonderful task like a polio eradication, and will definitely do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to we are running short of time, so we are not having further questions. I request President of the Pune West to give a vote of thanks. And also we are felicitating sir to Dr. Rajendra Prasad.
काय पडलं हो ना
ज्यावेळेला आम्ही केमिकल इंजिनिअरिंगला गेलो
Thank you, GD Yadav sir, for your very much valuable presentation. Actually, we were short of time, Otherwise, the presentation is very nice. Sir, you can share that presentation with us. We will definitely go through all the details. And yes, very, very much thank you. You have covered all the latest and practical data for the environment session. Thank you.
लाईक पूर्वी लोक प्रवचन करायचे, मी पण प्रवचन करत असे. आमच्या घरात वारकरी लोक आहेत, माझी आई वारकरी होती, आजी होती, माझे भाऊ, त्याची फॅमिली, आम्हाला सगळं माहिती आहे. तर प्रवचन मी कसं सांगतो बघा, की आता जर स्वयंवर घेतलं, स्वयंवर आता, आणि अशी लांबडी लाईन लागली होतकरू तरुणांची, होतकरू, सेकंड मॅरेज नाही, पहिलं मॅरेज, आणि मुलीनं त्यांनी सांगितलं, आपला त्यांनी धंदा सांगायचा, कोण म्हणेल मी अमुक आहे, सरकारी आहे, अमुक आहे, हे आहे, इंजिनियर आहे, मेकॅनिकल इंजिनियर, सिव्हिल, BA BCom सगळं, आणि कोणीतरी सांगेल मी केमिस्ट आहे किंवा केमिकल इंजिनियर आहे, आणि त्या मुलीकडे वर माला दिली ना, तो केमिकल इंजिनियर आणि केमिस्ट, त्यांना मुलगीच मिळणार नाही. त्याचा काय नाही आता, कारण त्यावेळी झालं, परंतु आता असं आहे की मुलींना वाटते की हे लोक डर्टी लोक आहेत, दे आर स्पॉइलिंग द एन्व्हायरमेंट, दिस इज द इमेज. रत्नदेव, दिस इज, तुम्हाला माहिती आहे ना, शो मी एनिथिंग इन दिस, या तुम्ही हॉल मधला तुमच्या समोर कुठलीही वस्तू अशी दाखवा की ती बिना केमिकलची बनवलेली आहे, मी तुम्हाला 100 कोटी रुपये द्यायला तयार आहे. माझ्याकडे 10 रुपये पण नाहीत खिशात, परंतु 100 रुपये का म्हणतो, कारण अशी एकही वस्तू नाही की ती बिन केमिकलची बनवली जात नाही. परंतु इमेज काय आहे, केमिकल इंजिनियर. अरे तुम्हाला सांगतो, सरकारी नोकऱ्यांचा मोठा एवढा भाव आहे. माझ्या एक ओळखीचा मुलगा, त्याची आई काय म्हणते, त्याची आई म्हणजे मुलगी राहतात, त्याची आई म्हणते की तो मुलगा इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट आहे, ती म्हणते त्याला सरकारी नोकरी का नाही. तर तो काय मुलगा म्हणतो, मी आता माझी नोकरी इंडस्ट्री विकतो, कुणाला तरी पैसे देतो आणि एक सरकारी नोकरी घेतो, मग मला मुलगी मिळेल काय. आणि ती आई काय म्हणते, त्याला काहीतरी थोडचं वरचं चिरीमिरी मिळेल. केवढा समाजाचा घे झालाय बघा, अधपात, किती अधपात झालाय की तुम्हाला लाच लुचपत करणारा मुलगा तुम्हाला आवडतो, पण तो सज्जन मुलगा आहे त्याला तर कधी पोरगी मिळणारच नाही. पुण्यातली तर अजिबात नाही, कारण पुण्यातल्या मुली पुण्याच्या बाहेर जात नाहीत, बरोबर आहे ना, 100%.
सर, आपण आता लंच घेताना गप्पा मारूया, आणि तुम्ही प्लीज सगळ्या स्टोरीज आम्हाला सांगा. ऍक्च्युली सगळ्या स्टोरी छान आहेत, पण आपल्याकडे आता सगळ्यांना भूक लागली आहे. सो
यस, करेक्ट. जोशी सरांचे विद्यार्थी घाबरू नका, तुम्हाला मुली मिळतील. पोरं घाबरले, काय होईल असं.
हां, येस, कौस्तुभ, प्रेसिडेंट कौस्तुभ विल अनाउन्स. येस.
आता टाईमच्या कन्स्ट्रेंटमुळे आपण थोडं 10 मिनिटं लवकर लंच करणार आहोत. 30 मिनिटात आपण परत येणार आहोत. सगळ्यांना विनंती की आपण लंचला यावं.